We need as much time as possible, probably doing like this right now. But you know how we do this morning. It's our bottom line. Trump, why did Ghislaine Maxwell plead the fifth? Yes, you knew she was going to do it. We've been calling it ever since. Let me get this camera straight so we can get into it. Let's go, y'all. Let's get it. Okay. You know, I'm learning, getting better at this. Been doing it for a while now. And we got a little bit of help going on when it comes down to the stand. So we're doing a little better. I want to see how we looking over here real quick. Let me go ahead and bring this camera down a little bit. Okay. You know, we got to fix it and get it perfect, just as best as possible, so that everyone on all devices can try to get it in as, you know, as clear as possible. And I know we're leaning a little bit, so let me get us straight over here. Let me get us good. We got a whole bunch of different devices that people watch us on the iPad. Some people watch us on the phone. So try to get the clarity as best as possible for everybody. That's why I'm kind of anal about it. But kind of feeling a little comfortable with that situation right there. And that's what we're running with this morning, you guys. I hope you had a fantastic evening. I know I did. It's your boy BOOGOTTINYC. Like I always tell you, could have went anywhere. Like I always tell you, fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. How we doing, Batty? I think I missed you. Probably stepped away when you already let me know. Let me know how we sounding for audio, everybody. We got work to do. Okay, I know we good over here. Let me check my time. Oh yeah, we really doing good. But you know what we got to do, right? It's almost time for us to get those prayers in, because you can't do nothing without the prayers. You already know that. Can't do nothing. Thank you so much, Batty. Can't get nothing right without those prayers to start the day off, you guys. I hope y'all slept well. It's time to do it. Trending topics, current events, and much, much more. Good show. Telling you guys straight off the top, we got a good one today. Some really good, interesting follow-ups. Let's go. I want to get these prayers out. What are we praying for today? Pray for love. Pray for security. I want to pray for calmness, understanding. I want to pray for peace. I want to pray for happiness and for joy. That's what I really want to get out there today, you guys, because with that, we can make it happen. All right? Who we praying for this morning? Amen. That's right, you guys. That's right. Rebecca Lanyen Bueno. We got Liberty and Justice in the building. Jeffrey Spilker's here early. I see Luigi. What's up, brother? How you doing, Batty Lent? Thank you so much for the check-in, for the sound. Always need you for that. Miss Swanza, how you doing? I hope you got your decals and everything. And I hope it's not as cold as it is in New York where you at. Where you are, all right? Who else we got in the building right there? They go King Lives 2025. Check on our time real quick to see what we got going on over here, just in case we got some last minute people that want to come in. Winter. Also, we cannot forget about Sam Champion. Don't want to forget about Kendra Walker. Also, Liberty and Justice, as well as Casey, Jeffrey Spilker, Mark Dorfman. Can't forget about my regulars and my people in here. And who's that? Anna Masana, 13 New Generation. Mark Dorfman, I see you in here. With that being said, Winter Rising, amen. It's time to get busy, you guys. We got a good show lineup over here. I want to make sure that we're getting things going. We're following up. We got all of our follow-ups going on. I think we're good for everything. Okay, cool. But besides you over here, okay, let's see. Yep, there we go. That's right, you guys. Good news setup. I hope that you know the weather is kind of breaking in New York, where it's not as cold. But man, I'm telling you, we've been experiencing some unbelievable cold out here. I don't know how the weather is where you guys at. Do me a favor and chime in and let me know where you guys are at and what the weather is like. What's up, Hulk? Somebody in here named Hulk? Okay, good morning, Hulk. I know you ain't talking to me, even though I do work out a lot, and that used to be my favorite character when I was little. If you wanted to make me eat something like vegetables, tell me that Popeye eats it or the Incredible Hulk eats it. I would have ate it no matter what. But besides that, you guys, it's time to start our bottom line. Time to get into our show. And I'm gonna just do what I gotta do right now. Soon as we get that click over and it tells me it's time, I just can't wait. I love being here, love doing this. So without any further ado, come on, come on, come on. You can do it. You can get there. That's right. I'm ready to go. They're ready to go. I said it's time to start the show. I hope you're ready, yo, 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 yo. And we wind it up. Wind it up. Wind it up. It's 6 o'clock somewhere. Y'all ready? Let's go. Let me turn around because I know he's ready to go. Let me throw the wave. I don't got the best electric boogie, but it's good enough. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Like I said, I'm ready to go. It's 6 o'clock. Okay. Olay. That's right, you guys. We gotta open up those pores like we always do every morning. We gotta open up those pores. We got a lot of news to bring you. We gotta open up those pores. A lot of updates and different information. We gotta open up those pores. Oh, yeah. Olay. Oh, yeah. Flip mode. Here we come. About to explode. Bust a bus, y'all. Hot shh. Turn it up. Hit you with no delaying, so what you saying, yo? Silly with my 9 milli, what the dealie, yo? When I'm on the mic like this, I do my duty, yo. While out in the club like I'm up on the studio. You don't want to violate my nigga Julio. I can't say the rest because sometimes he cursing, yo. But I'ma let you know it's time to get it popping, yo. Your boy Bugatti ready to get it on. Stop the stall and start the show. Show. If you really want to party with me, let me see just what you got for me. Put all your hands where my eyes can see. Straight buck wildin' in the place to be. I said, if you really want to party with me, let me see just what you got for me. Put all your hands where my eyes can see. Straight buck wildin' in the place to be. In God we trust. Yes, let's keep on moving, y'all. It's time to get it on. I don't want to play no more. It's time to get into it. It's Tuesday morning. Time for our bottom line. And what I'm gonna do, bump that beat. It's Tuesday the 10th, y'all. That's right, y'all. It's 2026. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line. Where we be talking about this and that and chat and this and this and that and that. Where we be talking about this and that and that. And this, and that just got me lit. I said, hit you with no delaying, so what you saying, yo? Get silly with my 9 milli, with the dilly, yo. When I'm on a mic like this, I do my duty, yo. While I'm on the stage like I'm up in the studio, you don't want to violate because my nigga named Julio. Got the Tulio. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell you, could have went anywhere. Fact of the matter that you came in to chill with me, I appreciate you. It's time to get it on. We got trending topics, we got current events, and much, much more. So without any further ado, 2 more steps. What? I got 5 on it. I'm gonna stack 5 videos at a time. Only thing I'm gonna ask you guys to do is stay on topic, stay on point. Let me know what time it is. I love to know also where you're chiming in from. I really go do research on those places so that we can have a really good dialogue when I'm knocking stuff down and putting it down, so you guys can just try to stay in the common areas. Like, hey, I know that place. That's not far from me. Stuff like that. That's why I love to know where you guys are chiming in from. Also, I like to know if we got new people and where you guys are chiming in from, so that I also can pay attention to you guys. That's right, you guys. Also want to thank all the new members, all of the new followers. I really want to tell you guys I appreciate you, and the fact that you get up this early with me to do this, I want to let you know that I take it very serious. So I'm serious about today. We got a lot to get into, and guess what? Y'all know what that means, right? Let's get into these titles. What do we have over here this morning? We have Trump. Why did Ghislaine Maxwell plead the fifth? Yeah, we already knew that she was going to do that, but I think she's really trying to hold out for a pardon or some sort of leniency. That's what she's really looking for. Like, why would you give up the beans when you still got 20 years to do? Can't tell you if I wouldn't do the same thing. I'm a negotiator myself. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because also we got the Bad Bunny situation. Yeah, we following up with the Bad Bunny, where he performed at the Super Bowl 2025, and the world responds. We're going to get the numbers in, how it was, what people were saying. What do you guys think about it? We didn't talk about that at all. Can I ask your opinion on what you think about the Bad Bunny performance? And did you stick around to watch it? Or do you turn over to Turning Point? Let me know what you did in the comments. Double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up. Because also we got the federal agents attacked by dozens of anti-ICE protesters in Minneapolis. 42 people have been arrested, much more than just the regular norm of just protesting. They're trying to still call it protesting. I think we're gonna have to find another title for what it is they're doing to these ICE agents and for what's happening out there. Gonna keep it moving, you guys. It's time to get into it. We got a lot to get into this morning. Just like I said earlier, we got a lot that we're gonna be going into this morning. Right now, we're gonna get into the rats. They're leaving, says Besson, as he delivers a blistering assessment on Iran's situation moving forward. We're going to get into this. Let's get this audio right. Let's go. Come on. You can do it. There you go. I told you you could do it. I knew it. I knew you could do it.
Iran is threatening to strike U.S. military bases in the Middle East if President Trump orders an attack on Tehran, as the State Department announces new sanctions on Iranian oil. All of this following the latest round of talks between the two countries in Oman on Friday. The U.S. and Iran will have further meetings in the coming days.
Good morning, everyone.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, meanwhile, will be visiting the White House and President Trump on Wednesday. He is urging the president that any negotiations with Iran must include limits on the country's ballistic missiles. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent joined me yesterday on Sunday Morning Futures, confirming that he said the sanctions are working. Watch.
Last March, President Trump instructed me to use the authorities of Treasury to put maximum pressure on Iran. And what we saw by December, and this is the sanctioning the oil sales, tracking down the money. And what we saw because of that in December, one of the largest banks in Iran collapsed. The central bank had to bail them out, and they ended up with massive inflation, which has led to economic chaos. Their currencies collapsed. And I can tell you, Maria, what we are seeing is the rats are leaving the ship. The Iranian leadership is wiring money out like crazy, and what we are going to do at Treasury is we're going to get that money back for the Iranian people when there is a solution to this problem.
Well, the president is on it. Liz Peek, your reaction to all that money being wired out of Iran right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna let
It's
y'all
not surprising, Maria, because really the currency has collapsed. If you go and look at what the currency is worth in U.S. dollars, it is exactly zero. It collapsed 84% last year, and it's only gotten worse. Inflation's rampant. But look, we've had several years of two Trump administrations driving Iran to impoverishing Iran and weakening the country. It would be, I think, extremely disappointing to see all of that work, all of that disastrous undermining of Iran lead to a watered down agreement on missiles or nuclear facilities, which we know Iran will not keep their part on. So I don't know what Netanyahu is trying to do. We know that earlier this month, he dissuaded President Trump from bombing Iran, trying to take out Khomeini. But I think that there's more at stake here than a nuclear agreement or a missile agreement that, again, Iran will cheat on. We know they always cheat on these agreements. So I have to say, with the people of Iran looking to the United States for help, I think the continued pressure financially, yes, is very helpful, but there has got to be some way of dislodging this leadership. And I hope that the administration is working towards that.
That sounds like she's saying, in so many words, finish them. Hey, and that's the second person that said it. First, yesterday, General Keane is saying the same thing. Now she's saying it. It's like the 48 laws of power, you guys. When you have your real, true enemy on their back, you're not supposed to let them make it back up. First, perfect example. Look how Ja Rule and 50 Cent's situation is going on. And 50 Cent wrote the 50th laws of power. You see how he is with his people he got beef with. He never takes his foot off their necks. It's kind of the way that you're supposed to be when you have people like that. You're supposed to finish them and just start all over. Sad to say it, but that's how regime changes happen. Report, someone's corrupt, says Trump. He slams the feds that are building the construction project. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? The one that Fed Chair Jerome Powell is behind. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Double tap that screen to get those likes up.
It's the most expensive construction job ever built anywhere in the world per square foot. It's crazy. And
this is an interview that's going to be coming up on what you see up there, Kudlow. It's going to be Tuesday at 4 p.m. That's right, today at 4 p.m. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen. I just got a little preview for you a little early to see what's going to be going on. Yes, he's talking about what's happening with the construction job at that Jerome Powell again is overseeing.
the most expensive construction job ever built anywhere in the world per square foot. It's crazy. And they're either corrupt, which somebody's corrupt, has to be, or grossly incompetent. Now, we know he's incompetent, but the question is he corrupt? They're spending, I would have been able to do that job for $25 million, and it would have been much better than what they're ending up with. What they've done to that place is unbelievable. I could have done that job, fully done it, and I'm good at this stuff, for $25 million. I think they're going to come in at $4 billion. So.
But, sir, is it worth holding up the war's
I
nomination?
don't know. I mean, we'll have to see what happens. I would be, look, I've been fighting Tillis for a long time, so much so that he ended up quitting. So let's see. If it happens, it happens. But Jeanine Pirro's doing it. I wasn't involved in it. Jeanine Pirro's doing it. She's very good. She's very strong. And we'll see how it happens. It's the most...
Yeah, you guys. Oh, shoot. Sorry about that. I hit my hand over there. Don't know how big these monsters are pretty big. I got to be careful. Do your boy a favor. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. We got to get on over to Minneapolis. Federal agents were attacked and dozens of people were arrested. Let's get on top of what's exactly happening, breaking information, and what we're following up on. Let's keep on going, you guys. Got to stack this deck for y'all so that just in case you got to leave early, you got as much as I can give you. Let's go.
So it has become an all too familiar scene in Minnesota, whether it's Minneapolis or St. Paul. From over the weekend, dozens arrested after an anti-ICE protest occurred outside the federal building, the Whipple building. It spiraled into chaos yet again. Steve Harrigan, our man on the scene, back live on the ground today.
Thank you
Steve,
for the
what
love.
happened and what's
Give you
going
it
on
right
today?
back.
Hello.
Bill, it does look like more of the same, but actually some key differences in the conflict over this weekend. There were 42 arrests. Normally these are just detentions and releases, but this time it was different.
And you see the police are involved now, right?
Once that protest turned violent, they were throwing ice and bottles at federal agents. 42 people were arrested, and actually at least 7 sent to jail. They were charged with things like rioting and assault. So the local police really stepping in, making a difference this time around, and doing it again on the streets around Minneapolis.
It's no longer protesting when you're throwing stuff and you're hurting people. I know everybody in there like, yes, finally look, finally look.
Minneapolis, a lot of neighborhoods setting up these temporary roadblocks to try and block ICE from moving around the city freely. And once again, this time over the weekend, it was
What's up, Hawaii, with them $15 Whoppers?
local police tearing down these mini roadblocks. And here's what a typical...
They were creating roadblocks to make it difficult for ICE agents to be able to go through the streets in order to apprehend people that they were supposed to arrest. That's what the citizens and the protesters were doing.
Interaction looks like between local police and these people building these mini roadblocks.
And you're very close to... You need to be on the sidebar. Why are you helping Nazis?
I like the fact that they're being very respectful when it comes down to the police. They were basically saying, ma'am, you're very close to obstruction, but I don't like their responses. It has no idea. It's just over the top.
Sir, you need to be on the sidebar. Why are you helping Nazis?
I cannot think of anywhere I would rather not be than right here.
I don't blame you.
No place I'd rather be, but this time it's not just federal agents, it's the local police too. For the first time, we're seeing some cooperation hand in hand to try and bring this situation under control. Bill, back to you.
Wow.
All right, you guys, I want to know what you think about what's going on in St. Paul, but also, I really want to know what you think about I'm sorry, where's that right there? We got to do that one first. Yeah, we got to go there first. What you guys think about Bad Bunny? The Bad Bunny performance. How many people watched the Super Bowl? How many people stuck around for halftime? A lot of people can actually speak Spanish. There's a lot of people that could understand the performances. Was the performance good? I heard a lot about the bushes that they brought out and the coco de agua and all of the stuff that they looked like they were setting up to sell. I heard that was a blast. I also heard that there were many people from different countries who were actually happy to see all of their flags. So, and then I also heard, let's go the other way. Some people were like, what the hell is going on here? Who the hell is Bad Bunny? Why is this going on? I don't understand nothing he's saying. A lot of different back and forths. Okay, we got Brian says thumbs down. We ICE needed to check the Bugs Bunny papers and Bad Bunny papers. Not me. Didn't see it. People need real jobs. Nightmare. Okay, I didn't watch either one. I swore off the NFL in the 90s. Bill Clancy says 100. Okay, I watched Eddie Murphy documentary on Netflix. Highly recommended. I love Eddie Murphy. Thank you for letting us know about that. I didn't care to be truth. First morning, they want to keep the ICE out of their neighborhoods. LOL. Yeah, that was a great halftime show, says Nightmare. Okay, Night Marsha. Okay, what else you guys got over here? Halftime was a joke, an American slap in the face. Okay, you guys, it was a great performance, says Brian. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. And guess what? Let's get into it and see what they said about it. Let's go. Y'all about to get me in trouble. Can't start this early. But what I do want you to notice is you have to look at the crowd, because you got a couple of people that were grooving. You know? You see? You got people that were grooving, you know? And if you know how to dance to a beat, you know? You got Lady Gaga coming out there. Look at Lady Gaga, you know? Got Lady Gaga that's part of it, you know, getting her bachata, salsa con fuego, you know what I'm saying? Getting her, you know, doing her thing. Don't look too bad neither, huh? Yeah, so I mean, like when it comes down to that, as far as the performances, I mean, you know, I could get with to the beat of the rhythm of the night, dancing to the morning light, you know. But the thing about it is, like, a friend of mine took me to a Jamaican club. He loves, like, you know, going to Jamaican clubs. And every time I think we're going to a club, you have to actually ask him what type of club we're going to. Because he automatically assumes that it don't matter. My boy don't care. We going there. We going to do our thing. Next thing you know, we pulling up the do 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 do. But let me tell you something. After about 40 minutes of do 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 dun da 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 and din 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 da and S that you don't understand what's going on, you doing this. Hey yo, bro, can we go to another spot? I'm gonna tell you the truth, because that's what I was doing. Because you don't know what the hell they doing. You don't know what they talking about. Drinks might be nice, ladies might be sexy, but there's only so much that you can do. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're not down with it. And patois, my patois is not so good. You know, I be trying. Wap no, yes, I read. You know, I be trying a little bit. I try a little bit. Well, no, stuff like that. You know, I don't know. Let's keep on moving forward though, because they're saying that the Turning Point USA halftime show drew millions of people in as well, with Kid Rock, you know, and other performers. Why didn't they have Nicki Minaj perform at the Turning Point USA performance? I wonder why. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to be fair here. That's why we started off with the Super Bowl. Let's see what's going on with the Turning Point event.
With Turning Point USA hosting their own alternative halftime performance, the show drawing in more than 10 million live viewers and more than 25 million views on social media platforms. The Turning Point team also dedicated those performances to the life of Charlie Kirk.
Welcome to the Turning Point USA All-American Halftime Show. And this one's for you, Charlie.
Independent journalist Alveda Duffy Alfonso joins me now. Alveda, great to see you. What did you think about the halftime show and the importance of it?
Listen, the halftime show, the TPUSA halftime show, was an incredible celebration of American cultural identity, but also our values. You saw Kid Rock literally spreading through his music the gospel during the TPUSA halftime show. It was beautiful. The dedication to Charlie Kirk made me quite literally tear up. And they only had a couple months to put this together, Carly. Had they had the whole year like the NFL, can you imagine what they could have done? And so I hope they do it again next year. I think with the time to put together a venue and artists, I mean, it's going to be even more spectacular. And if I could just add this, the founding fathers, when they first created a national motto, it was E pluribus unum, which means in Latin, out of many, one. And meaning that they understood the unifying importance of having a country where we all can come around and share a cultural identity together. And that's what I felt like the TPUSA halftime show really celebrated. We hear a lot today about diversity is our strength, multiculturalism, divisiveness. That was not this halftime show. It was truly beautiful. It was wonderful, and it was a perfect celebration of America 250.
It was certainly unifying. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. And your wish is about to come true when it comes to next year. Here's Andrew Colvin on an announcement for the future. Watch this.
We're going to do another halftime show for the country next year. So I'm breaking a little news here, Brian. 20 million at very minimum, people are paying attention. And, you know, if you give us a year to plan this thing, I'm really excited to see what we can pull off. But we got to do it for the country. And this was a massive success, and we were grateful to do it.
I'll tell you the truth, I'm glad everybody had a good time. You know, I just like when people can celebrate. It's funny how it's like, I'm celebrating about this. No, I'm celebrating about this. How about the fact that they're all celebrating? How about just be happy for that? What was his name back in the day, Rodney King, when he had them knots on his head from trying to get away in the Hyundai? What was his famous line that he said, why can't we all just get along? Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because now we got some situations going on in these Snapchat arrests. I wanted to make sure that we had enough people here. I wanted to make sure that a lot of people were here to make sure, even if you're trolling, even if you're not, I know that there's a decent amount of people here right now for stories like this. So what we try to do is put them in the correct place to get these stories out to certain people, because it's very important. It's important to our children. Right now, I'm going there. Let's not do the Democrat thing. Let's not do the Republican thing. And I'm not saying thing, but let's not do parties right now. Let's not do independent or conservative. Can we do humanity for 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes? Let's do humanity for 2.5 minutes. All of us are now equal right now. Let's keep on moving forward, because it's about our children and Snapchat and arrests. Florida, there's been authorities that arrested this Rhode Island piece of human waste, and should I say a piece of trash. Most important video of the day. These perverts think that they can hide behind the screen, websites. Look out for the protection of your children. It's not about me, and it ain't about a party. It's about the children now. Let's get into it, you guys. I want you to see what's going on down in Florida, what they just came up on, and finally somebody's just been arrested up under this.
Good morning. Parents have to wake up. This is yet another day where we're here to announce a predator that got to a minor, a young girl, and took advantage of her online using social media applications. Parents, wake up. People at home are preying on your kids. They're soliciting information. They are deviants. They want to do bad things, and you are the first line of defense. So again, I'll say, parents, wake up. If you do not know what your kids are doing on their cell phones, you better figure it out today. You could stop serious abuse. You could stop molestation. You could stop the solicitation of sexual imagery of little boys and little girls. You could save lives. Today, we're here to announce the arrest of 29-year-old Justin Adkins of West Warwick, Rhode Island. Again, this is happening from other states, parents. People from other states are getting to your kids online and taking advantage of them. It can happen anywhere at any time.
And this actually happened. He made it to the little girl, everything. It went down. Sad story. But we don't want it to continue to happen. Roadblocks and all of that, I wouldn't do it if I was y'all. Oh, there you go.
Justin Adkins is currently facing charges, 2 child molestation charges in Rhode Island. And here we have taken him down after he developed a relationship with a young girl, a minor, online. They met through the gaming app Fortnite. This is what the icon looks like if you're looking at a cell phone. Fortnite, a gaming application. From there, they moved to Snapchat. That's what the icon looks like if you're looking at a cell phone.
You only could play on Fortnite, play the game on Fortnite, but once you develop a relationship, you take it off of Fortnite so that you can do more.
We see this time and again. They moved to Snapchat because images and text communications can be erased rather quickly. It's a way to avoid law enforcement. This time it didn't work. We've got thousands and thousands of files associated with this criminal deviance Snapchat account, hundreds and hundreds of images of child sex abuse content, including many with this victim. After meeting and talking on Snapchat, he then sent Robux using the app Roblox to give this young girl, lavish goods. He sent her an iPhone because he wanted better content in the imagery.
He sent her an iPhone.
That's how sick this dude was. He purchased her things, sent her a digital currency through the app Roblox. Roblox, the state of Florida, has sued both civilly and criminally. Time and again, we see child abuse happening, and it originates through relationships on that application. These companies, they're making way too much money, and they're not doing enough to protect our kids. If you've got adults that are able to go on the application anonymously, pretend to be young kids, develop these relationships.
Somebody said this, all I want to know is how come they're allowing Roblox to sue anybody that ousts them as a predator on the platform? Good morning,
Send
guys.
money to kids in exchange for things, and then start soliciting sexual imagery.
Thank you, Teddy.
And more. It's wrong. This cannot happen. More security protections need to be put in place. So again, Snapchat and Roblox, parents, go home, look at the phones. If you see these apps, you need to be prepared. You need to look at the tools that are available to you to, review and monitor the content on your children's phones. You need to decide, do you even want the child to have this application in the first place? It's dangerous.
Yesterday, somebody basically said they don't even let their kids have Roblox anymore. A friend of mine don't even let her kid watch SpongeBob. I was like, yo, why you don't let them watch SpongeBob? She was like, because of the certain things that you don't see. I'm like, for real? She was like, nope. I'm like, okay, SpongeBob is out. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because we got follow-up stories on Nancy Guthrie's ransom. There's a deadline that already passed, and there's still no suspects in sight. Sad part about it is, you guys, I know it's been a long time. She's supposed to have medications. She's on a lot of medications. There was, evidence of human liquids that were there. You know what I'm talking about? I don't think that this story is going to end really good, you guys. Let's double tap that screen to get those likes up. I really appreciate the love because I really need it. I love the love and I give it back.
Search to find Nancy Guthrie. Investigators say there are still no suspects, no leads after a ransom note deadline passed. Her daughter, Savannah Guthrie, speaking out in a new heartfelt plea to find her. Our Michelle Fisher live in the newsroom following the latest developments tonight. Michelle?
Mark, we have heard from Savannah Guthrie and her family several times now via social media. In 3 previous videos, they spoke to the potential kidnapper or kidnappers, but today in this heartbreaking video, it was a direct appeal to the public as law enforcement still has no suspects or persons of interest.
We are at an hour of desperation, and we need your help.
An anguished appeal from Savannah Guthrie as the search for her 84-year-old mother, Nancy Guthrie, stretches into a second week. Savannah's video coming just hours ahead of a final ransom deadline of 5 p.m. Mountain Time Monday. 2 unverified notes sent to media outlets last week demanding millions in Bitcoin. Law enforcement telling ABC News the message from the purported kidnapper appears to be from the same sender using the same encryption tools for anonymity.
I want to say this before it disappears. Parents need to be more values. Also, someone also says something is fishy about this story, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. I feel the same exact way. Yep, somebody says check the family. I thought it was just me. Oh my God, I thought it was just me. What's up, Liberty? BB, what's up? Thank you so much for the super chat as well. I thought it was just me that thought it was some part of the family.
Savannah and her siblings Saturday agreeing to pay.
Return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
Investigators spent the weekend again searching Nancy Guthrie's Tucson property, inspecting rooftop cameras, and examining what appeared to be a septic tank. Law enforcement also searching her daughter Annie's home, where Guthrie was last seen.
She was taken and we don't know where. And we need your help. So I'm coming on just to ask you, not just for your prayers, but no matter where you are, even if you're far from Tucson, if you see anything, if you hear anything, if there's anything at all that seems strange to you, that you report to law enforcement.
The search efforts for Nancy Guthrie expanding beyond Arizona, with Air 7 capturing this billboard featuring her photo along the 210 freeway in Irwindale. The FBI Monday again saying they have identified no suspect or person of interest.
I'm trying to figure out how are they being able to do this $6 million ransom. Like, where do you think they're getting $6 million from? Does she have $6 million? I mean, okay, let's say if she did have $6 million. And also, did they send that just as a ploy, like after the fact? Another question I have is, are they just doing this to try to cover up to get more time? Because ultimately, it's always been the latter, the worst case situation, and they've just been trying to cover up and get what they can or try to get away as far as possible. There's a lot of questions out there, you guys, and I'm hoping that this doesn't just go blank like that and we don't get to find out, we don't get to the bottom of it here at our bottom line. So I really want us to know what's going on as well. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Good morning. Let's keep it moving forward. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen. Let's get those likes up. It helps to get more people over here because YouTube sends up a signal because of all of the likes. YouTube's like, hey, that must be a good show. Let's send that thumbnail up. Then other people say, hey, what's going on over there? And then they hit the thumbnail, and then we get more people over here to know about these stories. Stories like the ones that I got coming up right now from Washington, where there's an official investigation with the Oversight Committee. Thank you so much, and I give it right back. They launched a probe into someone that you love. That's right, someone that you know and love went from having a negative bank account to now over $30 million. That's right, you guys. None other than the probe that's going into Ilhan Omar's finances says that she was worth $55,000. Now, all of a sudden, she's worth $30 million. She made $1 million in the last quarter alone. Again, I'm in the wrong business. Could be saving all kinds of puppies and dogs with money like that. Man, why don't they invest in us so we can do something good with that money instead of them just BSing around? Let's keep on moving forward and seeing what's going on with this.
Now this, a new FEC filing shows that Minnesota Congressman Ilhan Omar raised $1.1 million just last quarter. Chad Pergram joins us this morning from Capitol Hill. And Chad, is this catching the attention of the House Oversight Committee?
What am I doing wrong?
Actually, good morning. House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer is launching an official investigation into Omar. He wants to know how her husband made so much money after she entered office. It's part of an inquiry into fraud in Minnesota.
Well, she's being transparent and there's nothing to see, then the investigation will go great and the American people will be happy with the results. But I think the American people are tired of people going to Congress and getting incredibly wealthy. And
whoever that was that got that person out of there for the prayer thing, I was on them too. I was coming out of retirement just now.
a short period of time, and they want answers.
Omar and her husband saw their wealth jump from $51,000 to as much as $30 million in recent years. Omar claims no wrongdoing, but she says gains came from her husband. Income from spouses is often under scrutiny.
So there are rules in place that prohibit the spouse of a member from accepting any sweetheart deal, any income that is based on the fact that their spouse is that official.
Okay, so I get into office, and then when I get a wife, I tell her, look, I'm gonna shift all the money your way. They're already up on that.
Among the income sources, the consulting business run by her husband and an investment in what appears to be a defunct winery operation in California. Lawmakers say people often score investment opportunities once they reach office.
I think you have wealthy, influential people that will say, hey, buy into this, we're getting ready to do something. Buy this oil well, we've already hit a little bit, we know it's going to get bigger, and they buy influence that way.
Now, on the wine operation, one label was called Blockchain. It was described as featuring aromas of blackberry and baking spices. And the sales pitch said you would not want to trade it even on the dark web. It sold for $7. Ashley?
Yeah, so they was making real big money off of that wine, $7. And now, like you heard what they said before all of that, a defunct wine consultation company. You're not even owning the wine? Oh, man. But they made all that money. Again, you guys, we in the wrong profession over here. Okay, let's keep on moving forward. Double tap that screen and get those likes up. Because the interior secretary, I'm not going to say it like the Sopranos. Remember the Sopranos? He was an interior decorator. And then Christopher was like, really? His house looked like shit. Let's get on over to this next story, where the Interior Secretary says that the president is on the right path again. Talks about how the economic policies are actually working. And I got a question for you guys, and it's going to be a real easy one. Do you feel any money? Do you feel anything? Is it coming down to where you guys live at? Have you got any of a benefit off of this? Are you trading in the stock market? I'm not trying to get in your business, but just want to know if the effect is now being felt by the American people is the reason why I'm asking that question. Let's keep on moving forward. Double tap that screen and get these likes up. We got mad more to get into. Let's go.
President Trump slamming Democrats' struggling economic message. Joining us now for reaction, U.S. Secretary of Interior Doug Burgum. I appreciate it, Mr. Secretary. Thanks for being here. Now, what's your message to the critics of Trump's economic policies?
Well, they're critics because President Trump's economic policies are working, whether it's energy dominance, which is making sure that we've got prosperity at home and peace abroad, or whether it's his tariffs. Everything that they were concerned about that they thought was going to be an issue has turned out to not be. President Trump right again on economic policy. And again, for Americans, that means lower gas prices. When you have lower energy prices, it lowers the price of the clothes on your back, the food on your table, how you heat your home, the gas in your car. Energy prices are a component of anything, and he's driven those down tremendously. We got states that are under $2 a gallon of gas. We have 31 plus states that are below 3 gallons.
I got to get this before y'all get out. Nikki Thomas says no. Jerry says gas is cheaper. Leverage says I feel high rent bills/food costs. Miggity Mark says, what's up? Flames. Let's keep on moving. Property taxes in Detroit, Michigan is crazy high. Also, Motor City Buds, be careful because they're out there doing some real crazy stuff when it comes down to deed theft. They're trying to steal people's riches and their longevity. It's really pretty crazy. There's actually being able to steal people's land and their deeds from right up under them. It's going on out there. I'm making a good deal of money in gold. thanks to Trump and Russia. Okay, mystery. I think he's trying to save up enough to abolish income tax, which would be epic. 30%, of course, the income will come back. Okay, you guys, let's keep on moving forward.
Your individual results may vary because we have some states that are fighting President Trump's agenda, but those people that support his economic agenda live in those states are thriving. The economic boom that we're going to see this year in terms of growth, real wages, taxes are down, regulations are down, income is up. 2026 is going to be a fantastic year for the American economy.
And Mr. Secretary, that's the key. Energy has been the key to the president's, central to his economic plan. Democrat Congresswoman Debbie Dingell from Michigan was asked if any of Trump's economic policies have helped her constituents. Listen to this.
Congressman, is there a single economic policy that Trump has implemented that you feel has benefited your constituents? No.
Oh, please, I'm out of here. Somebody said we're still being punished here by our governor here in Oregon. Really? Tanya, no worries. Good morning, lady. Let's keep on moving forward. I'm just reading what you guys put up there so that you don't say, he's not paying attention, but I am. And guess what? And if I can make it here, I'll make it. Anywhere, it's up to you. New York, New York. And it takes a village sometimes to save a child. Yes, not always a bad story, but sometimes it's a good one. This mom says that her 5-year-old autistic daughter was found wandering after school, and her daughter could have lost her life. Sad situation. Luckily, let's see what's going on with this situation, you guys. You got to be more careful. Again, pay attention to the kids, especially the ones that are like autistic, because they wander away. Check it out, you guys. Let's go.
The News 12 exclusive. Thanks for joining us here on News 12 Brooklyn. I'm Amanda Bossard. A mother is demanding answers after she says her 5-year-old daughter with autism was found wandering the streets after school. News 12's Julia Burns went to that school in East New York, where she spoke exclusively with that girl's family.
Little 5-year-old Kylie loves to learn.
She loves to read, she loves books, and she's very smart.
But after Monday, Kylie's mother, Tashana Patterson, says she no longer feels safe sending her to PS 13 Roberto Clemente after she says she got a call from a bus matron that the school couldn't find her daughter.
It was devastating news. My eyes was full of tears. I almost had a panic attack at work.
According to a New York City Public Schools incident report, she did not get on the bus, but was seen in the middle of the street. Another bus driver who was not Kylie's brought her back into the school. As you can see, the street behind me here is pretty busy, and Patterson says this story could have ended differently.
My daughter could have been dead. I was devastated at work. I could not think. It brought so much distress. I'm still heavy-hearted.
Patterson says Kylie is autistic and nonverbal and normally has a paraprofessional assigned to her. She requested for Kylie to attend another school, and now they're taking legal action.
We want justice for little Kylie, 5-year-old Kylie, as well as her mother. And we also want to see some changes implemented in the school so they can follow proper protocol in terms of ensuring the safety of children.
Sad thing about that is now that's more money that's going to have to come out of the Board of Ed or whatever that's going to go against what they really need the money for, which is making better standards and practices.
Reached out to New York City Public Schools, who said in a statement, quote, "We take the safety of our students extremely seriously. This incident is unacceptable. We have launched an investigation into this incident, and we will take the appropriate follow-up actions."
Oh boy, again, I already said what I feel about the situation, and I'm just glad again that the little girl didn't get hurt, and again, the bus driver brought her back in, because sometimes it takes a village, and we don't just report the negative stories, we report the good ones, amen. And we report the stories that don't get that much video. Where's this coming from? Exactly, that's why I did it. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. You got to put stuff in place to make sure people see what's going on out here. You never know, somebody might have an autistic child. May want to come up with some sort of device that you can put on them to monitor them at all times too, if they don't have it already. If I'm late, please let me know. More people need to know about it. Let's get on over to Washington with Hakeem. Yes, because sometimes we like to bring it down, Mr. Hand Signals himself holds a press briefing after none other than the Jeffrey Epstein files. They're made available and unredacted to lawmakers in Congress. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I never knew about the unredacted part until they started talking about this last week. Good evening.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Notwithstanding what Donald Trump continues to say, the affordability crisis in America is very real. It is a clear and present danger to the economic well-being of working class Americans, middle class Americans, and everyday Americans. Donald Trump and Republicans have failed the country when it comes to the economy. Republicans promised that they were going to lower the high cost of living on day one of Donald Trump's presidency. But costs haven't gone down in the United States of America. Costs have gone up under failed Republican policies. Housing costs are out of control. Grocery costs are out of control. Healthcare costs are out of control. Utility bills are out of control.
That's true.
And child care costs.
Utilities crazy.
Are out of control. The affordability crisis in the United States of America is very real. Republicans have failed to lower the high cost of living. And as a result of the Trump tariffs, costs are going up by thousands of dollars per year on everyday Americans. Democrats remain committed to driving down the high cost of living, to fixing our broken healthcare system.
This is the biggest secret of 20.
This seems like an overall mission statement, not just a statement that he's trying to make for this time right now. Hakeem, this seems like a mission statement that you're trying to make, like a party statement right here, not just like, not just like a regular statement where he's saying, this is what they're doing. This is more like, if we were in place, this is what it would be. A couple of other things I'm glad that you're doing that over while that's happening, because one other thing that I want to say is this. The fact of the matter that a lot of these things were brought on because of the prior administration. And I don't want to try to defend a lot, but I do think that we were in a minus area. We had to dig ourselves out of that in order to be in a better place. And I'm hoping that with these new things that they're talking about, that hopefully we're going to get there. See if we can get this fixed. No, we're not going back there.
Democrats for who is the United States of America. House and Senate Democrats have clearly transmitted to the American people and clearly transmitted to the White House and our colleagues in the House and the Senate the types of dramatic changes that need to occur at the Department of Homeland Security before a funding bill moves forward this Friday, and we're still waiting to hear back from the White House. Which shows to me that these extremists aren't serious about getting ICE under control.
Thanks, Mr. Leader. So now that the Epstein files are available at the Department of Justice unredacted, is there a strategy? Obviously, there are millions of files. Is there any coordination among Democrats for who is looking for what? And are you, or is anyone in leadership going to be taking advantage of that opportunity?
Well, on this matter, where the American people in general and the survivors in particular are seeking full accountability and full transparency, Robert Garcia and the Oversight Democrats, along with Jamie Raskin and the Judiciary Committee Democrats, will continue to take the lead. The lead will also continue to be taken by the Democratic Women's Caucus, led by Teresa Ledger Fernandez, who has worked.
Okay, buddy, that's it, because the way that you talk is really dragging me down. It's like if he don't move his hand, he can't find a word. We're going over, he catches the word as it lands. Like, dog, like, we get it. Okay, they're going to be watching what's going on, and they're going to make sure that they got a committee over everything. And, of course, you can't have one without the other. You can't have the sister without the brother. So one person that I know that you guys know and love, and you miss her, and you love when she appears on our show, let me not even hold up any longer, you guys. We got information coming in from none other than Jasmine Crockett. as she calls for Pam Bondi to answer the House Oversight Committee on the Epstein files. Let's keep on moving forward. You guys do your boy a favor, double tap that screen. It's a lot coming in on the files now. Don't get mad at me. We broke this last year, so we're gonna keep on breaking.
Two more questions. So Congressman Biggs came out and said that Maxwell's lawyer said that she had no indication that either President Trump or President Clinton were implicated in any wrongdoing. Wondering if you'd confirm that you heard that, but also how you evaluate that statement given some of the comments you're making about her clemency plea.
We'll take your question and then we'll answer and wrap up.
I just wanted to ask what you all make of Congressman Comer's back and forth with the Clintons on closed-door tape deposition versus public testimony, and if you're worried that this might derail what's going on right now and lead Republicans back to pursuing contempt.
Yeah, on the Clintons and Trump, she did say that she is happy to talk on the record to confirm that there was no wrongdoing on their part. I think that is part of her campaign, again, to get a pardon and get support from both parties. That's why she's mentioning Clinton, too, as well. But they were very explicit on saying she'd love to talk on the record to absolve the Clintons and Trump.
I'd say about the back and forth part of things, Secretary Clinton made it clear. If you want to do this, let's do this out front and in the open, right? And it seems like they don't want that to happen because what they want to do is they want to go behind closed doors and then come out with whatever spin that they want to put on it and have it be a he said, she said. I also do believe that this is yet another way of them trying to distract and hopefully trying to get Democrats to say, well, never mind, we don't want to talk about it if you're going to go after the Clintons. Again, for us, this is not about partisanship. This is right versus wrong. And frankly, we've not seen anything that would have made me believe that Secretary Clinton, of all people, should be coming in front of them in the first place. So this is about getting to the truth for us. And we understand that if there are names mentioned, that we should follow that evidence. Yeah. But we do know that Comer is playing games because if he really wanted to get to the bottom, you would start with the person that actually has the information, which would be Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi is the first person that should have came in front of our committee to answer questions about why it is that she violated our subpoena. Instead, he's ignoring her violation. And then once we ended up with the Epstein Transparency Act, she has violated the law as it relates to that. And he still doesn't have anything to say. So I want people to be very clear-eyed. They are playing games right now. And again, this is all about shielding and distracting from the President of the United States, who is absolutely mentioned in those files. And frankly, we know that he had already been sued prior to him ever entering office, where there were allegations that he sexually molested a child. This is on the record. Now, granted, the case didn't go through and whatever, but we know that the allegations were there way before he even took office the first time.
I'll just wrap this.
Okay, you guys, I got more on this. We got more because there's other questions that were asked, and yes, we've got much more out of that same forum right there. And I love the fact that they're speaking up and telling exactly what's going on with the situation. Don't be talking about no crazy eyes. Look at mine. Mine do the Biggie thing too. Boom, 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 boom. That's why Biggie Smalls used to wear shades, because his eye was like that. Lazy eye. And you know how he said it, black and ugly as ever. I forgot how he said it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You don't know what the shades were about? Because of the crooked eye. She just can't do that at work. Let's keep on moving forward. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. Yes, we're getting a lot of information this morning. Hopefully you guys are subscribed to the channel. It's worth it. Also, give me all your money. Nah, don't give me all your money, because I know it's hard out here for a pimp. And y'all just got finished paying that rent. But what I would appreciate is if you would go ahead and double tap that screen. That'll make it go like, and then you hit that notification bell down there so that you know when we're on. We got much more to get into, you guys. We got to get on over to Hong Kong, where an ex-media tycoon, Jimmy Lau, sentenced to 20 years. They don't be playing over there. He was supposed to get life, or yeah, worse. They don't play over there in them other countries, you guys. That's another thing. That's another reason why I am so glad to be an American citizen.
I expected I would have to go to jail, but I don't know when and for how long. But definitely I would not admit guilty, because for somebody who is determined to resist, I would never admit guilty. They can trump up any offenses as a crime, and the intimidation effect is very enormous. I'm afraid Hong Kong, if we have no news, the world will forget us, and this is very dangerous for us because the world's voice and support is our saving grace. I hope that they put us as a precondition to the Chinese to give us back the rule of law and freedom as a precondition.
What a complete sham of a case. That was former media tycoon and pro-democracy activist Jimmy Lai. When I interviewed him back in 2020, one of his last interviews before his arrest. He's now spent the last 5 years in solitary confinement. Overnight, a Hong Kong court sentenced the 78-year-old to 20 years in prison.
That's life.
After finding him guilty of, quote, sedition and, quote, conspiracy charges. Joining me now is Jimmy Lai's son, Sebastian Lai, back with us. Sebastian, I'm so sorry for you and your family.
Thank you, Maria.
You say this is life-threatening for your father.
78, 20 years, that's it.
Yeah, but look, 20 years. He's 78 years old now. This is essentially a life sentence, or more like a death sentence, given the conditions he's being kept in.
Yeah.
Given
Somebody said he'll be out in 2040. He's going to be about, 78, 88, 98. He better be eating well and doing some push-ups or trying to do something to get to that.
that he's since confinement, his life is at threat. He lost 10 kilos over the last year alone. He's got heart issues now. He's got diabetes. We're incredibly worried about his life.
All because he wanted freedom and tried to pursue truth and freedom in Hong Kong, which used to be at one point an international hub for free markets and business. Have you been able to speak with your father? Have you been in contact?
No, unfortunately, because I advocate on his behalf, I haven't been able to go back to Hong Kong for the last 5 years. But I hear about people seeing him in court, and despite his very diminished, how diminished he is physically, he's still holding on very strong. He's still a man of deep faith and a man who knows that no matter what, no matter how hard the conditions he was under, that he still did the right thing.
Jimmy Lai, sentenced to 20 years in prison. Pray for him. Don't even have the same God, don't even know Buddha like that. But that's a human being right there, and I'm hoping that all of a sudden something happens, maybe a trade deal or something, even though it has nothing to do with us. But some people just don't deserve the fates that they're handed, and hopefully it'll change. I want to pray for his son and his family as well, that his advocacy actually pulls through, and before something worse happens to this man. Amen. It's not just about Chinese, man. I told you, I don't know Buddha like that, but whoever he prayed to could still pray for him as well. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got the follow-up to that carbon monoxide story the other day where the CEOs respond. Remember where this now coming to find out it's a 25-year-old who was driving that like accessorized sort of a vehicle, decided to pull up in his own driveway or his garage, leave 3 people inside the van, and when he came back, of course, they were unalived. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because yes, we got more to that story.
News at 5. I'm Brian McElhat.
And I'm Sarah Murphy. Glad to have you here with us tonight. We begin with this. We're learning more about the company whose driver was arrested after 3 disabled adults died in his car in West Valley on Friday, according to police. Police say 25-year-old Isaiah Pulu went to his apartment, leaving the disabled patients in a car parked in a garage for more than 3 hours.
Yeah, authorities say all 3 men died from carbon monoxide poisoning. ABC4's Bayan Wang is live in Salt Lake. For us, Bayan, the Department of Health and Human Services is taking action on this now.
Yeah, DHHS officially confirmed with me that they are now investigating this company. They went further to identify that company as Safe and Sound Services, LLC.
Not so safe and sound working with them. Safe and Sound, LLC. Oh, man, it sounds like a scam. Not only that, he's finally been locked up. I said that yesterday that he should have been arrested. The driver that left him in that van.
We're actually in front of their headquarters right now, about a half mile away from the station. And I actually bumped into the company's CEO, Sean Abba, right here in this parking lot. He said, look, we're not ready to issue a full statement. He wasn't willing to go on camera to do an interview. He said that's something he wanted to discuss with the company's attorneys, but he did confirm with me that the driver's action that day was not normal.
That's really like shocking and like, I just can't believe it.
Residents at this West Valley apartment complex are still shocked after 3 disabled adults died from carbon monoxide poisoning inside a running van parked inside a garage Friday, while their driver was inside his apartment for more than 3 hours, according to police.
Anybody remember yesterday when it was first he went in there for his lunch break, and then it was 1.5 to 2 hours. Today we find out it's been 3 hours. How we know that he hasn't been doing this in the past and they just got lucky to not be sick? Because it's not something that is commonly done.
My heart goes to the family for what happened to those 3 disabled people that went through this.
The driver, identified as 25-year-old Isaiah Pulu, ABC4 confirmed Monday that he was an employee of Safe and Sound Services LLC, a company that operates a day program for disabled adults while also offering transportation services for various assisted living facilities. While in front of the company's headquarters Monday, their CEO Sean Abba walked outside telling ABC4 that Pulu's actions were not normal that day and that the company did not know Pulu went to his apartment with the clients. Abba also stated that the company operates in part through Medi-Cal and Medicare funds, currently serving 21 clients. He also confirmed that they are unable to take on new clients at this time, and that's because of a Department of Health and Human Services investigation currently underway.
We've issued a notice of emergency agency action.
DHHS spokeswoman Katie England says they are currently reviewing the company's operations.
Something that rises to this level, it's always going to get our attention. And
that was really, really bad neglect right there when it came down to that situation there. Very bad neglect. I want to pray for those people that lost their lives, and I want to pray that this situation never happens again. Anybody out there that have any elderly or any people that are sick and that are probably bedbound, I want you to make sure that you probably check on your loved ones and your friends. Just popping by would just make them feel so happy. Trust me, I try to do it as much as I can as well. And honestly, to some people that you don't know, believe it or not, they love it too. Who are you? Tell them who you are. You might meet a new friend. Amen. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go to this House committee situation when it deposes Maxwell as part of their Epstein probe. And you know what Maxwell is going to do, right? I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. And you know why she keeps on pleading the fifth. Because of the fact that she's trying to see if she can wiggle her way out of this situation. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, we're not. Yeah, let's do that and let's get back to this one.
We turn our attention now to Capitol Hill, where the House Oversight Committee is set to hear from Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell. But according to Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna, she plans to plead the fifth. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman is here with me in studio to discuss what we might see today. Katrina, good morning. This is interesting because...
And that's why I keep on putting it in the link. Somebody says there's so many pages, it'll keep you up at night. That's why I just keep on putting the link in every description, you guys. Every link is all in the descriptions. Also, yesterday, if you were around for the segment about the what did we do yesterday on the health about the plants and the medicinals, the link is now in that video. The link is going to be in the video for what we got coming up today too, and the prior days. Also, I'm going to be listing the companies that's to look out for, and as well the ones that we should go with.
Everyone has the right to plead the fifth, so help us understand what we might expect and why she might invoke that right.
Errol, so what we're expecting is for Ghislaine Maxwell to read a blanket statement pleading the fifth. So essentially not allow any of the members to question her and just say outright that she's going to be asserting that. That's your right against self-incrimination. What she had wanted was to get some sort of immunity in exchange for testimony here. She also has some ongoing legal proceedings. She filed this habeas petition in December. So what her lawyer said is that they didn't want this deposition to happen while that's still going on. So essentially, we don't expect to get a lot out of today, but
she's still appealing all situations to try to wiggle herself out, and she's also using the possibility that, you know what, if you guys want some information from me, y'all gonna have to give me something. So let's keep on moving forward now, because she finally did come out and do the deposition. She said the fifth, and she kept on doing the same thing over and over again. So now we got an idea what Ghislaine Maxwell happens to look like in common time. This was yesterday, basically. She was getting interviewed. Let's see if she really did plead the fifth, because I got some of it here. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? Become a member. And somebody said all you got to do is really double tap the screen to make it hit the like button. That's free. Come on, let's go. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's get it.
Ms. Maxwell, were you a close friend and confidant of Jeffrey Epstein?
I would like to answer your question, but on the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer this question and any related questions. My habeas petition is pending in the Southern District of New York. I therefore invoke my right to silence under the Fifth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. Ms. Maxwell, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Do you think that answering is going to incriminate you? She hit it again with the fifth. I'm not answering that question.
Ms. Maxwell, did you at any time play any role in Jeffrey Epstein's activities involving the recruitment, grooming, or trafficking of young women or girls?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. Ms. Maxwell, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
Again.
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Ms. Maxwell, have you ever coerced, directed, or otherwise instructed any young woman or girl to provide sexual favors to Mr. Epstein or any other individual?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
The fifth, again.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination.
She is at the facility in maybe some room with somebody that's documents and everything, of course. And of course, we got everybody else that's back in Washington sitting around virtually watching this situation go down.
Ms. Maxwell, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
To the crimes.
Now, as you know, this continuously kept on going on.
Ms. Maxwell, can you please provide us with all the names of other additional co-conspirators to the crimes perpetuated by you and Jeffrey Epstein?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination.
And that's how it went down, you guys. So we don't have we're not blind over here. We ain't hear that. Yeah, man, we ain't, how does it go? No seeing, no speaking, and I didn't hear nothing. And she pleaded the fifth. There you go, you guys. That's what she did, and that's how it went down. We got some breaking information right back to the House Oversight Committee because they spoke about the situation with Maxwell and the deposition. Let's keep on moving, you guys. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. At least we know what happened, right?
This morning, as lawmakers prepare to view the Department of Justice's unredacted files on Jeffrey Epstein, new questions about Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick's relationship with the deceased convicted sex offender.
So I was never in the room with him. Socially?
Out of nowhere, right? Yeah, people are calling for Howard Lutnick to resign. People are saying that the fact that, you're in the emails, you should resign. What do you guys think? Oh, we got some thumbs up already. How many people think that Howard Lutnick should resign? Is that Elijah over there that's saying he thinks that he should resign? How many people over here actually think that Howard Lutnick possibly should resign? Just so you guys know, let's go there. Just because your name has been mentioned in the Jeffrey Epstein's files does not mean that you're guilty. Just want to put that out there, you guys. He is saying that he was basically calling Jeffrey Epstein out a lot. What's all these massage chairs about? All these massage tables about? What's going on with this? Called him a creep while he was talking to his wife about him. What do you guys think? Let me know. Let's go.
For business. or even philanthropy. If that guy was
Cynthia says
there,
yes.
I wasn't going because he's gross.
Just months ago, Lutnick, who lived next door to Epstein for more than a decade, said he
Howard Lutnick is a member of the cabinet, and he basically is on our the administration right now. And he basically, in the past, knew Jeffrey Epstein. And from what he's saying, he actually went to his home and met him there before, saw all of the massage chairs there, and was like, what's going on with this? And ever since then, thought he was a creep and got out of there. That's his statement. It's for the people that say that they don't know who he is. Howard Lutnick, he is now on the administration.
My story, a one and absolutely done.
After a visit to Epstein's home, describing him as gross.
I say to him, massage table in the middle of your house? How often do you have a massage?
But part of the 3 million pages of newly released DOJ files show Lutnick and Epstein remained in contact well past 2005, as recently as 2018. One email with Epstein's schedule for May 1st, 2011, showing plans for drinks with Lutnick. And in December 2012, other documents showing Lutnick and his family plan to visit Epstein's private island. At the end of that month, the two both investing in the same business, their signatures seen here on legal documents. Some of these interactions with Lutnick coming years after Epstein first pled guilty to sex crimes in 2008. And this morning, several lawmakers calling for Lutnick to step down, including Republican Congressman Thomas Massey, the architect of the law compelling the release of the files.
He's got a lot to answer for, but really, he should make life easier on the president, frankly, and just resign.
Overnight,
We're standing together. Standing together.
multiple Epstein survivors appearing in a new PSA, calling for more transparency, saying millions of files still haven't been released. The DOJ saying any files withheld or redactions were to comply with exceptions in the law, not to compromise ongoing investigations or violate victims' privacy. Also in the newly released trove of records, emails showing the role Epstein's now convicted co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell played in supporting former President Bill Clinton's foundation and the launch of the Clinton Global Initiative, a conference for business and global leaders. According to emails from 2004, Maxwell helped in the planning and funding of its inaugural event. The former president has said he had no knowledge of Maxwell or Epstein's crimes and has pushed for the DOJ to release all files.
Now, y'all know we only go 2 minutes, but
In a statement to ABC News, Secretary Lutnick's office maintaining that he had, quote, very limited interactions with Epstein. Meantime, up here on Capitol Hill today, Ghislaine Maxwell will testify virtually from prison.
Sorry, buddy, we saw that before we slid over and hung out with you, but we appreciate you because we on point this morning. I told you we not playing. Got a little more information from the committee as they came out after Ghislaine kept on saying that she pled the fifth. Let's see what they got to say, you guys. Let's keep on moving forward now because we got some more from the Oversight Committee. Democrats are speaking out about Ghislaine Maxwell, the deposition, and the Clinton upcoming deposition. What's going on, you guys? How y'all doing this Tuesday morning? It's Our Bottom Line, #1 show on YouTube from 6 o'clock until we're done. And the mods ain't no joke. Don't play around. Our family's the right ones to be around because they're just so cool and wholesome. And the co-hosts, I couldn't do it without them. That's y'all. Because if I didn't get those comments coming in here and the reason to be doing this, they already be having a white coat, knocking on the door, knocking it down to come get me out of here. Let's get what we got to get and let's keep on moving forward. Let's go. Let's see what they got to say. After they came out the second time.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ghislaine Maxwell is a monster. She facilitated, aided, and abetted Epstein's crimes, engaged in those crimes. She was the enforcer who threatened the victims and the survivors of those crimes.
Thank you.
And today we looked into the eyes of that monster in the deposition.
Joe BX, that's what's up.
What we did not get were any substantive answers to the questions that were asked that would advance our investigation, to help us learn who were the other men involved in these crimes, to help us learn who were the others who knew about these crimes, to help us learn what exactly was said between Todd Blanche and Ghislaine Maxwell that led her to be transferred to a minimum security prison. What we did get was another episode in her long-running campaign
She
for
pled the
clemency
fifth, right? The clemency.
from President Trump. And President Trump could end that today. He could rule out clemency for Ghislaine Maxwell, the monster. He could rule out a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell, the monster. The question for all of us today is, why hasn't he done that, and why won't he do that?
Michael says she's not going to tell nothing.
Hold on. I'm going to turn it over
Look, somebody
to
said you have the
my
file.
colleague from
Stop your
Commonwealth of
BS.
Virginia, Sue Subramanian. Thank you.
Another person said rabbit hole, but the T is silent.
Just to reiterate, Ghislaine Maxwell should have no hope of ever getting out of prison. But today, she, through her lawyer, explicitly stated that she wants to be out of prison through a clemency that this president would grant. And she is campaigning over and over again to get that pardon from President Trump. And this president has not ruled it out. And so that is why she's continuing to not cooperate with our investigation. The reality is that she is a monster. She should be behind bars. She should stay there. She should answer our questions, but she is not willing to do so because she is looking for that pardon.
And she should not be in a minimum security prison as well. She should be doing the hard time where people like us deserve to be.
To absolve any people related to this administration. So we will continue to call for this president to completely rule out a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm going to hand it over now to the representative from Texas, Ms. Crockett.
Thank you so much. Listen, as an attorney, I was wondering exactly where we were going with her planning to invoke the Fifth Amendment. You know, Fifth Amendment is about self-incrimination. We all know that she has been finally convicted. She has exhausted all of her appeals. But they've decided to file a writ of habeas corpus. In my opinion, they have filed this writ of habeas corpus just to use it as an excuse to not answer more questions because, again, we know that she's a monster. We know that a jury was able to listen to all of the evidence and find that she should be found guilty. And even Donald Trump's Supreme Court.
I agree.
Which that is saying a lot. Even his Supreme Court has decided to affirm every single thing that took place on the trial level. So the fact that this woman is continuing to invoke the Fifth Amendment tells us exactly what my colleagues have already stated. She is a monster. She does not care. She has no remorse. She is not seeking to bring about some kind of closure.
Let's get across pond right now because it's getting deep over there. Oh boy, first you got Adam, and then you got, you got Prince Adam, and then you got the other situation going in with the Prime Minister. Then you got Stormer. I know you guys don't know a lot about what's going on over there, but boy, I can say it because we already passed 3 minutes. It's a complete shit show in London, across pond. Let's go see what's going on. Jolly good day, sir. Let's see it's not such a jolly good day though, is it?
UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer's leadership looks untenable after revelations he appointed Peter Mandelson as ambassador to the US despite knowing of his links to Jeffrey Epstein. I do note Mandelson denies any wrongdoing. But a couple of things have happened.
This is why I think that Howard Lutnick need to get up out of there too, because if it can happen over there, it should happen over here too.
Happened over the last 24 hours to heap more pressure on Keir Starmer. It's been revealed that Mandelson received a taxpayer-funded payout worth tens of thousands of pounds after being sacked for his links to Epstein. And Britain's Foreign Secretary David Lammy has reportedly turned on Keir Starmer, claiming he warned him about appointing Peter Mandelson, who was nicknamed the Prince of Darkness because of his links to Epstein. Joining me now is GB News host Alex Armstrong. Alex, talk me through these developments. Are they the final nails in Starmer's coffin?
He's absolutely finished. He really, really is. It is so bad for the Prime Minister right now. He is on the front page of every national newspaper for the 5th, 6th day in a row now. You just cannot state how bad it is, James. It really is something else. The Prime Minister, of course, is judgment, who is meant to be this forensic lawyer, by the way. That's what we were all sold as when we bought into his government and he won this landslide majority. We were all told he wasn't going to be as bad as Boris Johnson. He'd be sleaze-free. But this has been one of the sleaziest governments in history.
They're starting to blame the king now for this too, because he's been asked questions. It's kind of crazy, and I know how it went. It was probably to the point where they're like, you know what, King Charles and the Queen, they knew about Prince Andrew. They knew about him for a long time. That's the only reason why they was like pretty like taking, like holding back, because the Queen was still alive. And now that all of this stuff is coming out, you got Prince William and everybody else that's staying away from Andrew right now. Let's get across pond and see what they got to say about cross pond. We're gonna go back across pond to Washington, then we'll go back across pond again.
What questions you have, you don't read on that lady, she'll answer them.
I submitted to Comer a letter with 6 or 7 questions. Things like, who were the other co-conspirators? Who were the other men who raped these underage girls? Did she have any conversations about a deal with Donald Trump? Now, she's taken a blanket Fifth Amendment on any question. And my view is that many of my questions don't in any way incriminate her. So we'll see what she does. But there's 7 questions that I have specifically asked. And the assumption is she's pleading the Fifth to each one of those. And the American people will see that there's an inconsistency. Why did she not plead the Fifth when Blanche asked her questions? And now she's pleading the Fifth about things that don't implicate her, but may implicate many of the other powerful people in the Epstein class that committed these crimes.
I understand you're headed to DOJ this afternoon with
Thomas Massey. We're going to be there at 3 o'clock. I think if the flight lands, and then we're headed over. And then we'll have a small availability after 5 o'clock, right after we're done with the documents.
This is something else the committee's looking at, this idea that they're investigating the finances of Ms. Omar.
Yeah.
This is part of this fraud investigation here, that they say, her wealth has gone up geometrically the past few years.
I don't think that we should be playing politics with this committee. It's unprecedented to go after another member. There's a procedure. There's a House Ethics Committee. So we should be focused on who raped these underage girls, who committed these crimes, and why we have a rich and powerful class that feels they're above the law.
Do you think they're trying to pin that on her just because it's a question of race? It's a question of...
I don't know, but I've been on the Oversight Committee now 10 years. We've never done that with members. There's a different procedure for House Ethics, which we have. So I don't know why we're trying to politicize the committee. I'd rather, you know what I do think Chair Comer should do? He should call a House Oversight Subcommittee on the Epstein hearings and haul in every single person who's in those files who's talked about going to the Epstein Island. That is something I would support. It could be bipartisan. He could have a Republican chair, a Democratic ranking member, have a committee, and so let's start the hearings next week.
Mr. Cameron, a British question, if I may. What do you say to the man formerly known as Prince Andrew, and to Peter Mandelson, with regard to giving evidence to your committee?
Mandelson may bring down the whole government, from what I hear. He just engaged in terrible behavior. I mean, the allegations are very serious that he was working for Gordon Brown and then feeding information about UK possibly buying euros and having Epstein trade on that. I mean, it is a deeply, deeply troubling. And, Epstein's, I saw this interview with Epstein's former girlfriend talking about how someone is a loser if they weren't mentioned in the Epstein files. It's a window into the elite impunity, this club. And by the way, I think this is the most vulnerable the British monarchy has ever been. I mean, I heard they were asking the Queen questions about the Epstein class. They ought to ask the King and Queen questions, and maybe this will be the end of the monarchy.
Where do you think it could be?
Ooh, it's getting nasty, you guys. I think, I think Andrew might be getting locked up. I think they're going to go so hard with this, it's going to get to the point where I think your boy Andrew might actually get locked up, you guys. Let's keep on moving forward. Let's keep on going. Yeah, we're going to get up off the Epstein files for now. I think we got enough. We're going to keep on moving forward. Of course, I'm going to have more in that category for tomorrow. But hey, I got to get into something that was late breaking. This just happened. I'm talking about, I was like, all right, let me see if I can do a quick run to see if anything new happened. And boy, did something new happen. We got a situation that's a shocking situation in a moment that would mask real knobbers, I can say robbers, right? Fire pow-pows at an armored cash-loaded van in broad daylight in Italy. This was yesterday. I guess they do this where they find armored vans and they follow them. Not only did they follow them, they followed them and orchestrated it to the point where they were dressed as police officers. They had other vehicles that were blocking them off and burning. All sorts of crazy sort of setup that they had going on here. Check this out.
Guarda, hanno rubato il furgone.
And this is the shocking moment. Armed thieves blasted open an armored van full of cash in broad daylight on a highway in Italy.
Guarda. Guarda. Cristo santo. Hanno fatto scoppiare in diretta. Guardali, 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 guardali.
The R reportedly took place between Lecce and Brindisi, a highway SS 613 in Puglia region of Italy.
Guardali, guardali.
According to local media, at least 8 pow men attacked the vehicle, some posing as police officers.
Guardali. Guardali, porca puttana.
Burning vehicles were purportedly used to block the road before high explosives were applied to blast open the van. Blast open the van. I can say blast. Just gotta be careful with certain words. It was also reported that the pow fire ensued with the local police officers. However, no injuries were reported and 2 suspects were detained. And they probably got away with the money too, huh? This is crazy right here. That's crazy. It's not known how much cash the criminals stole, but it's not the first brazen roadside robbery reported in Italy in recent months. Yes, told you guys we go everywhere. What are you doing in Italy? Stuff going down in Italy. It might be an Italian in it that might want to see it. Like my boy Vincent Viola that lives in Staten Island. That's right, you guys. Double tap that screen and get those likes up. Got other people that live out there too, but I ain't going to tell you their business. Keep on moving forward because now let's get off of that. I had enough of the Epstein files. Where we going over here? Oh, yeah. Well, oh, yeah. Sad situation here. Sometimes the love that you have for an animal can go against you, but I don't even know what to say about this one. It's a sad situation where an elderly woman, she lost her life doing something that she loved doing. And I wouldn't say it's the best way to go, especially the way that she lost her life. Sad situation here. Let's get on over to see what's going on over in Winter Haven, you guys. Pretty sad situation where an elderly lady, I don't even want to say it. Let's let them say it. Let's go on over to, let's get it done.
An elderly woman in Polk County was trampled and killed by her neighbor's horse yesterday. News Channel 8's Ryan Arbogast reports from Winter Haven.
The Winter Haven Police Department says that the elderly woman lived in this mobile home park along Lucerne Park Road in Polk County. But when they got a 911 call around 2 p.m. Thursday, they found her lying in this field right next door. They say what killed her was obvious.
It was just a horrible, just an accident. And unfortunately that happens with horses sometimes. And it's absolutely heartbreaking.
Caution tape still on the ground and one of 2 horses still in the field. It's the place where an elderly woman lost her life Thursday afternoon after feeding the animals that live here.
Absolutely. We are definitely praying for the family. We're praying for the horse owners. That's a horrible thing to know that something that is in your care killed somebody.
The Winter Haven Police Department says that when they were called around 2 p.m., it was crystal clear. The woman trampled to death. Deadly blows to her head and chest.
Very rarely is it ever intentional that a horse hurts somebody, but we have to remember they're still animals and they're very large animals. And they don't mean things like that. It's just instinct.
Danny Horton runs the nearby Hope Equine Rescue, just a few minutes down the road. She handles animal abuse cases from across the Tampa Bay area and has dealt with situations similar to this one.
If you don't know somebody's animal and you don't know that situation, please don't feed that animal.
These horses aren't the ones responsible, but in many cases have been starved or left to die. They might be cute,
Come on, boys!
but proceed with caution.
It's devastating. It's absolutely devastating because we don't want people to be scared of horses.
The Winter Haven Police Department says that they're considering their investigation closed. As for what happens to the horse, that still remains to be seen.
Nothing. You can't do nothing to the horse. I mean, what you gonna do to the horse? You think now that he's looking for more humans to get after or whatever like that? He does what a horse does. And in the tragic situation that they were put in is just a bad situation overall with everybody in this. And you know what we got to do right now? Want to pray for her as well as anybody and everybody affected by this tragic situation. And hopefully we do something that we need to do in this time, is we learn from a situation like this, that again, like they said, if you don't know the animal's attitude and you don't know the animal and it belongs to someone else, you might want to steer clear of it. Amen. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Sad situation. We got a San Diego situation going on over at Wells Fargo. Y'all be careful. We've been talking about these checks, and it's really simple. I'm not even going to hold back. When you write a check, I don't know, I guess I just been lucky. I'll make sure that whole line is filled up. Even if I got to just spread the letters long like this or whatever, I'll make sure that the entire pay to is filled in. Because all they need is a little bit of space like that to add their name. They put it in their account and it's a wrap. We got a bunch of situations going on over at Wells Fargo. They denying the Bay Area homeowners their refunds because there was checks that they were sent out, they were altered, and this is something that happens again. Thieves keep on putting their names and adding them to these checks, and the next thing you know, the check has been cashed by somebody else, and now you owe people money. Let's keep on going. Double tap that screen and get those likes up, y'all.
This story gives all new meaning to it. These
Bay Area. Come on, San Fran.
homeowners dropped their property tax payments in the mail as usual, and the checks were cashed right away, but not by the tax collector.
I thought, oh my gosh, did I forget?
Kathy Pham of San Jose was surprised to get this delinquency notice in the mail, saying she never paid her property taxes, but she thought sure she did.
My husband actually took the check down to the post office and dropped it off.
In fact, her bank statement showed that check had cleared months ago.
I'm going to go to the county on Monday. I'm going to tell them that, hey, you guys cashed my check. And then my husband said, hey, let's look at the check. And that's when I almost fell over.
The check image showed a very different check than the one Kathy wrote. Criminals had stolen it from the mail, then used a pen to squeeze letters between the ones Kathy wrote to form a new name.
Yep.
They kind of fit their name into those letters.
That person cashed her check, making off with her $2,400.
Not only did I have to pay the property tax again, I paid all that late fee.
Kathy went right down to Wells Fargo Bank. Surely her bank would refund her the money.
Don't get caught out there like this, because their excuses are so minuscule. Oh, you need to look at the checks. Who actually looks at every check that they send out every month? You guys, we don't even send out checks most of the time, but you think I'm gonna go looking, or let me see who cashed it? But guess what? If you're gonna use checks, that's what you gotta do.
They denied it because I waited too long.
And I was in the other room and he went, bah!
The same thing happened to Jody Glazer of Los Altos and her husband, Paul. They dropped their property tax payment into a blue mailbox outside the post office. 3 months later, they got a late notice from the county.
I'm like, I know I paid it. I know I saw the check hit the account.
So they clicked on the check image. A big shock.
Clearly, the check had been altered and cashed by somebody else.
The criminals probably know this. There's a chemical that will wipe away the ink.
To their surprise, the check image showed somebody had wiped off the name of the tax collector and put in a different one.
Oh boy, yeah, a lot of people say, who still uses checks? A lot of us, believe it or not. I still use them on certain accounts. But I just make sure I fill out that whole situation. Something else as an added bonus, you guys, when you're writing out an agreement. Let's say you're writing out an agreement with somebody. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Miss Swanza. They fishy those checks. They fish them from the mail, by the way, from the mailboxes, literally. They fish those checks from the mailboxes, literally. They fish them out and they get them out. Because guess what? Just like, you know what? You're right. They don't have any respect like they used to, like back in the day with us. Somebody will say, boy, that mailbox is federal. Girl, that mailbox is federal. That's all we had to hear in Generation X. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going over there messing with nothing. But these kids nowadays, what that mean? They don't know their ass from their elbow. They dumb as a bag of rocks and they'll do anything for some money. Sad to say it, you guys. So yeah, be careful if you're writing checks. And what I was gonna say about agreements and contracts is the same thing. When you write an agreement with somebody, if you have an agreement and you sign the paper and there's still more space on that agreement, they can actually write more stuff under that in that blank area. And you promise you're going to give me $20,000 when I sign this. You promise you're going to do this. You promise you're going to do that. You already signed it. It don't matter where you sign on a piece of paper. So a famous person that I used to work with, His name is Bert Padell. Stash more cash than Bert Padell. He always told me, when you finish a contract, put X's all the way through the edge of it, or just scribble, scrabble all the way through the end of it, wherever this blank area is at. This way they can't try to get you like that and add stuff. I was like, wow, they do that? He said, hell yeah, they do. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. We're going over to Philadelphia because the police need your help in identifying 2 attackers who robbed a 67-year-old lady while she was waiting on the bus in the morning. Man, she was attacked and robbed with a stun gun. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I told you one day I was talking to this girl in Philly. Next thing you know, she said, I ain't going to be able to talk to you for a little while. I said, why? She said, I'm about to be real snobbed. I said, no, you're not about to be real snobbed. Next thing you know, get up against it. And they took her phone. A couple of days later, she called me back. How you doing? All regular and jipper. I'm like, what happened to you the other day? Oh, they got me. They took my phone like it's nothing. They really used to it out there. I'm talking about some tough people out there, the givers and the takers. Let's keep on moving forward over to Philadelphia. I want to show you guys massive respect just for being able to make it out there. Let's keep on moving, y'all. Let's go.
They're trying to track down 3 people tonight. They say used a stun gun to subdue and rob a 67-year-old woman. It happened January 18th here along Castor Avenue in Northeast.
Damn shame.
Philadelphia. Investigators say 2 women attacked the victim, then drove off in a waiting getaway car. Tonight, police are releasing this video and new images of the trio as they try to find them. Action News' Walter Perez live now in Northeast Philadelphia. Walter, this was a brutal attack.
Brian, this case is represented. As you'll see, that 67-year-old victim was not going to walk away from this one without a fight.
She fought.
It was a cold, snowy Sunday morning a few weeks ago in Northeast Philadelphia when it happened. This video shows the 67-year-old victim waiting for a bus when a woman shows up trying to steal her bag. But the victim fought back, refusing to hand over her belongings.
Now, what's the name of that girl from Friday? The female Debo, Rage. What was it? Baby D or something like that. This kind of like how big this lady was over this older lady. You could tell she was like a big old burly lady that was just using her strength to get over on this lady.
The struggle would last more than 3 minutes when suddenly a second female attacker shows up.
The second she had help.
So hard, one of the robbers, the lady in the green Eagles jacket, had a contact taser and tasered her during the course of the robbery to get her to release the book bag.
Investigators say the device used was a stun gun, similar to the one in this image. By the time this terrifying ordeal was over, the 2 female attackers got away with the 67-year-old woman's bag with $500 cash inside. Now, the victim was not seriously wounded, but she was left on the ground, stunned and shaking in the bitter cold at the corner of Castor Avenue and Benner Street.
She laid in the street until the 59 bus came a short while later, and the bus driver from SEPTA assisted her, and they brought her over to the police station and made the report.
With help from recordings from city street cameras, investigators were able to track the suspect's vehicle to a nearby convenience store where these images were captured of the 2 suspected female.
Now what I told you, looking like Baby D over there, like from Friday, the one that was chasing Day around the car, and he was like, you leave me alone, I'll give you this cookie if you leave me alone. She looked just like her. Look how big and burly she was, beating up on a 67-year-old.
Attackers and their alleged getaway driver. Neighbors we spoke with here say stories like these remind you that anyone can be a target.
It's not safe.
Yeah, that's by Felicia. You guys are talking about Still Out of Compton.
Well, I just hope they really find the person, the jerks that did this to this woman, man. For you to tase a woman, like you got to be lower than low, man. Like I don't understand it.
Now, the getaway vehicle is described as a maroon GMC Acadia Denali, but the video was not clear enough to make out the license plate number on that vehicle. And
we're going to catch somebody one day. There's going to be somebody that's like, yo, I know, blah, blah, blah. And one day we're going to make somebody happy. They're going to be like, hey, we found them off of that show, Our Bottom Line. Because we need to catch people like that, I'm telling you. And I wish somebody would have just came out of nowhere. As soon as she would have tried to put that taser on that old lady, just caught her with the 2-piece and a biscuit. Boop, bap, or have her seeing Batman, the Batman, blam, boom, bang, bang. Y'all remember that? She needed one of those right to the face. As soon as she tried to hit that old lady, y'all don't care what y'all saying. Oh, Bugatti, you shouldn't be like that. Got the people in the comments that want to be so kumbaya and we shall overcome. hell with we shall overcome. We need to whoop her ass. We need to whoop her ass right now. She need her ass whooped. Let's keep on moving forward. Double tap that screen, y'all. We got this identity theft situation. Oh boy. Oh man, I was waiting for this one here. She 59 years old. Illegally here, stole people's identity. She got a passport. She getting money off the books. Yeah, come on, y'all. I'm going to tell you about this one right here. Identity theft and more. 59-year-old illegal immigrant Lina Maria Racaya Hernandez. She got 4 names. That's right. And guess what? Who's been in the country for 12 years and if now she has convicted of fraud. She also stole more than $400,000 in federal benefits. And she's guilty of voter fraud. I think this is the one with the voter fraud. Oh no, this ain't the one. This is the one with the money. Yeah, come on, y'all. Identity theft. She been here stealing the whole time that she been here. I'm talking about from the gate. Soon as she got here, she started. Let's go.
Heated battle over voter ID heating up on Capitol Hill. A jury just convicted a woman in Massachusetts of voter fraud. Prosecutors say that she also stole more than $400,000 in federal benefits. White House correspondent Aisha Hasmi reports live from the North Lawn. Hi, Aisha.
Hey there, Martha. We're talking about a 59-year-old illegal immigrant who's been in the country for years, stole someone else's identity, and then voted in the 2024 presidential election.
I don't think she's the only one that did that, huh? Could be a trend.
A look at this photo here. This is Lina Maria Arovio Hernandez. In this picture, you can see her, Martha, wearing that I voted sticker that we all get when we go to cast our ballots. She's also convicted of stealing $400,000, as you mentioned, in benefits. She apparently used her fake identity to obtain multiple state IDs and also a passport. So the president this morning, on Sunday, posted this on Truth Social. America's elections are rigged.
How does this bitch get a passport? Don't you got to go through...
Stolen, and a laughingstock all over the world. He is calling for voter ID, proof of IDs, and also a passport. So the president this morning, on Sunday, posted this on Truth Social. America's elections are rigged, stolen, and a laughingstock all over the world. He is calling for voter ID, proof of citizenship, and bans on mail-in ballots as he supports the SAVE Act on Capitol Hill. That's a Republican-led voter ID bill that is expected to hit the floor of the House this week. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries is claiming the bill is just an attempt by Republicans to rig the midterm elections.
The question is that what Republicans are trying to do is to engage in clear and blatant voter suppression. They know that if there's a free and fair election in November, they're going to lose.
Okay, but not all Democrats out there actually feel that way.
And now, me as a Democrat, I do not believe that it's unreasonable or to show ID just to vote. And I remind everybody that less than a year ago in Wisconsin, they added that to the Constitution by a 63%. So it's not a radical idea for regular Americans to show your ID.
I don't have no problem with that. How many people in the comments don't have no problem with it? I know. Well, I need to know by a show of thumbs up or down. If you have no problem with showing your identification before you vote, I'd like to see a thumbs up. If you do not feel like you want to show your ID or anything like that, tell them your name and that's it. That's a thumbs down. Don't be asking me for no ID and none of my information. That's right, you guys. If you think it's okay to get to show your identification, thumbs up. And if not, thumbs down. I mean, you go to the doctor, you got to show ID. You get on the airplane, you got to show ID. All of this stuff, you got to show ID. Makes a lot of sense. Look at that common sense. That's why we love each other, because everybody's smart. Look at that. You need ID for beer and cigarettes. So what else? Exactly, common sense. We need ID to vote. Why wouldn't you want to? Okay? Thank you. Everybody said thumbs up. Everybody's smart here. Ain't no thunter-dunts in our chat in our family, all right? We don't play that. That's why we find each other, because we know what's up. Everybody's saying yes, exactly. Some of the times I always say stuff like, thank you for the compliment too. Thank you for the compliment. I gotta stay sharp for us and make sure we look right. I gotta say this. You know, if you have to go through all of that stuff to get a driver's license, to prove that you're 21 to buy an alcoholic beverage, you mean to tell me that you don't need to use ID to vote? I kind of feel better at being asked for my ID. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. I'm gonna take it a whole different place. If I'm online to go vote and they say, okay, give me your ID, I'm gonna give them my ID and then hopefully they go look for my name and then they say, okay, that's your name, you're good. That's gonna make me feel like my name is really matters, that they got my name on the list, that they're checking that they got my name there, and that my actual vote really counts. It makes me personally feel that way. I don't know about you guys, but that's how I would. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you guys with the love, Roger. Do it just for us. Might buy another suit today just for the hell of it. Can't catch us slipping. My mother always said it. If you're always prepared, you don't have to get prepared. Just keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to go on over to Detroit because hundreds of people brave the cold to support Park's old style barbecue joint at the risk of closing. Yeah, it's about to close, you guys. I know I got some people in Detroit. I can't wait. I want you guys to tell me because I don't eat barbecue. But what's up with Parkers, you guys? Is Parkers any good? Parks? Is Parks any good? Anybody inside Detroit? Because I know I got some people, I got fam in Detroit up in here. Where Batty at? Let me know if you know anything about Parks, that barbecue spot that they say is off the hook.
Lines were stretched down the block at a famous Detroit barbecue restaurant. After 60 years in the city, they've announced they're closing. Park's Old Style Barbecue is one of the original Black-owned family businesses in Detroit. And this weekend is their final one. Veronica Ortega decided to check it out and
never had Parks, but the old heads like it. I told you we got fam from Detroit up in here.
she told us hundreds of people showed up to get one last dish.
Somebody said best sauce, period. Who's that? Hug the Block 6162. Not the barbecue. Yeah, we talk about barbecue. We talk about food. Let's go. I never been there. Well, y'all better go. I hope it ain't closed yet.
Ever since news spread of its imminent closure,
Jay Critter
dozens
said
of
it
people
sucks.
have been braving the bitter
something
cold
else.
temperatures for one last chance to order food from Park's Old Style Barbecue in Detroit.
Hell yeah, it's worth it. It is very much worth coming down and get something to eat. My wife cold, but I'm all right.
Most of these people waiting in line outside say they've been coming here for decades.
I've been coming to Park since I was a little girl with my dad and my mom.
Oh.
It's just a acquired taste. I mean, it's good. I've been eating it all my life, so.
The business was founded in 1964 by
You heard him?
Parks. His children and grandchildren have carried on that legacy ever since.
The people, the community, our customers, the love, the support.
Somebody don't like the sauce that much. Somebody said Parks is okay, but the sauce is terrible. Ooh.
Everyone, people that's standing out here now, this is how we still going.
According to a
Acquired
GoFundMe started
taste.
by one of the employees of the barbecue joint, the owner is battling an illness and rising costs are making it difficult to stay open.
That line is mad long. Somebody like, what the hell are they putting in that sauce? Adrenochrome?
I know it's sad for the community, but there's really not too much to go on. Hopefully a blessing will happen where we're able to stay open. You want to support the business, keep it open. That's what I advise everyone go do, to go share the GoFundMe.
So what makes Parks so special? The sauce.
I think they should sell their sauce in stores so we can at least get the sauce. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna cry if they close. Seriously. That's how good they is.
It's down to the wire now. The sign on the door says the business will close permanently on Sunday, February 8th.
You know it's real when somebody got a blanket on outside just to get your sauce. That lady got on a blanket.
Unless there's a miracle.
We're showing out. We got to show out for them. We got to help them out. You know, we don't know what the problem is, but we're here.
For CBS News Detroit, I'm Veronica Ortega.
Okay, we got mixed emotions.
I was being so
and mixed
active in
feelings.
playing.
A lot of people love it and a lot of people don't. And you guys made a lot of sense, the ones that actually went there. You know what you said? You said the older people like it. And then what I noticed was that girl did say, my family, my mother, my father used to bring me here when I was little. So it's an acquired taste. Based some sauce. There's a Parks in every city. Ours is called Hillary's. Okay, always show support though. Thank you guys so much. They about to start campaigning or camping. Let's keep on moving forward. Somebody said secret sauce. What's in that sauce? Let's keep on moving forward. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. We got to honor one of our people that always show love. I don't know about you guys, but there's always a certain person in your life when you're coming up that really shows love and that really helps you get to a certain place. And sometimes it's an administrator, it's a coach, family member. For me, it was a teacher. It was a teacher in my 6th grade class, and her name was Mrs. Keller. And Miss Keller, she knew my shh. She was up on it. You ain't getting away with it. I know you slick. I'm not even having it. But in a loving way. I used to always try to be in the back of the class to be the class clown and to cut up. On purpose, she made me sit in the front row. Not only did she realize I couldn't see out of my right eye because I had astigmatism, she was like, you're very intelligent, you're very smart. How come you can't do the work when I put it on the board? Got to the point where she started realizing about my eye. She sent me to her doctor, her eye doctor. With her own money, she bought me glasses. Shout out to Miss Keller. I love you. I know you're not still around, but PS 165 on 108th Street between Manhattan and Central Park. Mr. Ostrowski is the principal, and my best teacher that I could never forget about, Miss Keller. Never forget you, lady. Appreciate you. So yeah, we got a situation with a teacher that's now about to retire. That's why I love teachers. I love nurses too, because they're for the children, and they really something that the good ones are very hard to find. We got a teacher in Detroit who's been honored with the Guinness Book of World Records for what? The longest teaching career. Let's keep on moving forward. You guys double tap that screen. And you know, when it comes down to situations like this, I believe that the children are the ones that keep them working and keep them alive. The children's energy and being around them.
All right, so picture it. The year is 1958. Eisenhower was in office. Elvis, he entered the military. And this lady named Beverly Hannett Price started her career as a teacher.
And since that day in 1958, she never stopped. At 90 years old, Mrs. Hannett Price is still teaching language at Detroit Country Day. After 67 years in the classroom, her students decided to go for it and get her the recognition she definitely deserves. Pamela Osborne was there today for one special surprise.
Miss Beverly had no idea that school assembly was really for her. A lot of people were in on it. We're talking former students like doctors, the CEO of a company, a Hollywood.
Shout out to Miss Griffin. Shout out to the same teacher that your parents and your grandparents had. And somebody had a teacher that was good and used to always go outside and smoke cigarettes when they was in college every 5 minutes.
Actor and even the owner of the LA Clippers, all there to share how this profound impact she had on their life set them up for success.
There's no one quite like Beverly Hannett Price. The 90-year-old language teacher at the Detroit Country Day School even has an award now from the Guinness Book of World Records to prove it.
You are officially recognized worldwide as having the longest career as a female language teacher.
For 67 years, she's helped develop generations of young minds.
You inspired me as a student there.
Former students dropping in by video and in person wanted to make one thing clear about this latest accolade.
She made an unprecedented impact and continues to do so to this day.
Actor Courtney B. Vance shared how her presence in his life extended beyond the classroom and when he needed it most.
When my father died of suicide, she came and sat with my mother at our house. And that's when I realized this is more than just a student-teacher relationship.
Her encouragement, dedication to students, faculty, and staff has made her unforgettable over all these years and for years to come.
I have no plans for retirement. I love the school.
And if you were wondering what the biggest lesson this living legend has instilled in her students is, it's this.
In life, you be the best version of yourself you can possibly be, because there will never be another you.
Pamela Osborne, Local 4.
Whatever, y'all. Nah, man, something flew in my eye real quick. I don't know what's going on. I got a fan over there, and the fan just blew like some dust in my face. Let me get that dust out my face real quick, you guys. Get that dust out. Oh my God, I'm not tearing up over here because of the dust out the fan. We want to show massive love to her. And you know, she inspired so many people at the ripe and young age of 90 years old. And you know what I want to say as well? She looked pretty good for 90 years old. I want to pray for her and all of the love that she's receiving, that it continues and that she's able to continue doing what she wants to do for as long as she wants. Amen. That's right, you guys. Let's keep on moving forward. Yeah, I got to get that dust out, man. What was that about? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, dog. I'm so sorry, but it reminds me of my teacher and good people, man. Let's get on over to these Buddhist monks. They're walking for peace. And the final layer of the pilgrimage is almost coming up to you guys. Another thing that's going on. Let's talk about peace. Let's talk about happiness. I told you we're doing this episode today, and we're going on love today. We're talking about love. Let's go.
Tonight, the journey of a group of Buddhist monks walking from Texas to Washington, D.C. is nearing an end. They are in the final days of their walk for peace as they approach Stafford, Virginia tonight. With only a few days remaining on this 2,300-mile pilgrimage, the group's led monk spoke with our Sean Martinelli, and he shares with Sean why he believes this journey keeps captivating the country.
It didn't start like this.
Can y'all double tap that screen to get those likes up? I think we can hit 500, believe it or not. I really would appreciate it. And if you guys appreciate the show and the thing that we're doing, we getting our shit going, do your boy a favor, double tap that screen. If you have not become a member or subscribed, what you waiting for?
Captivated crowds, rock star worthy signs, police escorts.
Yep.
The Walk for Peace started with one monk and an idea.
Your message of peace has clearly resonated with so many people, millions of people. Why do you think that is?
Because it's purely about peace. It has nothing to do with religions or any political things at all. And peace is something that people really need right now.
That's the venerable monk Bhikkhu Panikkara, who's leading the Walk for Peace. His pilgrimage that began with little fanfare in Fort Worth, Texas,
Thank you.
is now followed by millions.
Has it surprised you the amount of people?
It is. Well, I have never expected this much of people before when I started out.
How does it touch you personally when you see that show of support?
I cried. I cried when the first audience, the first crowd was a really big one back then.
He said when it first happened, he started crying. Do you see all of the sheriff badges and all of the badges that he has? All of the, you know, I don't even know what type of experience that is to just walk and do that.
The first time in my life that have seen so much people coming out because of my mission, because of my speech. And it really touched me. It touched me because I have done something to help people, and that is what I've been always wanted to do.
Is there a moment that has stood out to you on this journey?
People would just come and sit down in front of me and cry and say that without you walking this, I probably already ended my life. And so those really touch me.
Now as their journey comes to a close, the venerable Panikkara knows this.
We are not walking alone anymore. But we have millions of people walking with us together in spirit.
Thank you.
In Virginia, Sean Martinelli, WUSA 9.
I love it. You know, it's the same way that I wish we will be. I'm tired of all of that party crap. I'm tired of all of that stuff. Because at the end of the day, we're just human beings, and that's what we need. Love. Let's argue later. How about that? Argue while we're nice and fit and got a whole bunch of stuff going on. And then guess what? We ain't going to have nothing to argue about then. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. Because yes, it's time to get into it, you guys. We're at our health segment. I know you guys are not going to be, y'all going to be like, yo, wait a minute, we're not doing one today? We do one every day. At least I hope that we keep on doing these every day. And God, please keep on inspiring me and sending these to me, these missions and these videos, because I really want my people to know what's going on with these situations here. Here we're going to get into it. The 8 U.S. tea brands that you must avoid. There's 8 of them. Tea. That's right, you guys. I drink tea every day. And boy, seems like as soon as I drink my tea, this one pops up. Yesterday it was about the medicinal and the plants and stuff, right? This one today, it's about that tea that you're drinking. Yeah, that's what it's about. So yeah, let's keep on moving forward, you guys. I hope I did pray for the situation, for the monks and for everybody and for the support so that they can keep on doing what they have to do, spreading love throughout the country and throughout the world. Amen. We got 8 T's. I'm going to get into it right now. I'm not going to wait. You guys probably can't write this down, but I'm going to say them first and then we're going to run through them. We got Lipton tea, the plastic from the packaging. We got Celestial seasonings. Don't argue with me. It is what it is. Just because you think it's natural and it's good tea, it's not. It's worse than Lipton. Then it gets worse as we keep going. Remember that. We start off with the best one. Sometimes. Keep on moving forward. That's right. We got Lipton, Celestial seasonings. We've also got Sleepy Time tea. Why? Because of the chemicals and the additives. How many of you guys know about Twinings? It's supposed to be like a sort of a high-end expensive tea. Not really, ain't all that. It's got pesticides and chemicals in it. What about Tazo? T-A-Z-O. It has microplastics in the tea bags. That means that bag that you put inside that hot water, when it breaks up and it dissolves, microplastics come off of it. So when you're sipping your tea, you got microplastics coming into your body. Keep on moving forward, you guys. Remember this one, because it was one of my favorite people. I like those tiny little tea leaves in Tetley tea. Yeah, one of my favorite people. You guys know what I'm talking about. It was one of the people from The Odd Couple. You know what I'm talking about, right? But guess what? Tetley has microplastics and a low quality tea that's cheaper than Lipton, but it's more expensive. Artificial compounds, synthetic flavors. Oh boy, synthetic flavors, which actually send it on a whole nother level because now we're talking about lead possibilities. Really stay away from Tetley. Keep on moving forward, you guys. We got another situation where we're talking about, what you got, where we at, Tetley? We're gonna get over to Red Rose, high in pesticides, and several of them have been banned in the UK, Canada. Cheapest tea, it's made of dust, fannings, and used, oh my God, found in tea. And the last one is Salada, contaminated with pesticides, S-A-L-A-D-A, Salada, contaminated with pesticides, metals, plastics, contamination, the highest of any tea brands. It's the worst, it's scraps of tea. It's not even real tea. It's called Salada. And it's been around for a lot of years. And they got a lot of people out here drinking it. Yep.
Know exactly what they're putting in those bags. But they are betting you will never read the fine print or ask the hard questions. Your daily tea contains hidden toxins. Tonight, we are exposing 8 major tea brands sold in every grocery store across America. Brands you have trusted for years, brands that market themselves as healthy, natural, and pure. And I am warning you, what independent laboratory testing has revealed about these teas is going to make you dump every box in your pantry tonight. We are talking about pesticide residues that exceed safe limits set by other countries, heavy metal contamination from soil and processing, plastic particles leaching from tea bags into your hot water, and artificial flavoring chemicals that have no business being in a product marketed as natural tea. Pesticides exceeding international safety limits.
If a cybersecurity or IT degree has been on your mind, check out UMGC. They're waiving their application fee.
Stick around until the end because I am going to tell you which tea brands are actually safe to drink. The ones that test clean for contaminants and use real tea leaves instead of chemical flavoring. But first you need to know which brands to avoid immediately. But before we dive into these disturbing details, if you care about what you are putting in your body every morning
do that for us
and want to stay informed about the products in your pantry, hit that subscribe button. Because tea companies are banking on you trusting their marketing instead of demanding independent testing. Let us prove them wrong. Brand 1, Lipton. Let me start with the biggest name in American tea. Lipton dominates grocery store shelves with their yellow label and promises of quality tea. But independent laboratory testing reveals that Lipton tea contains some of the highest pesticide residue levels of any major brand. Testing conducted by multiple independent labs found residues of over 20 different pesticides in Lipton tea products. We are talking about chemicals like endosulfan, monocrotophos, and acetamiprid. These are neurotoxic pesticides that have been banned or restricted in many countries but are still used on tea crops. Over 20 different pesticide residues found. But here's what makes this particularly disturbing. The pesticide levels in some Lipton products exceed the maximum residue limits set by the European Union. Tea that is legally sold in American grocery stores would be rejected and banned from sale in Europe. You are drinking tea that fails European safety standards. Lipton sources tea from massive industrial plantations in countries with minimal environmental regulations. These plantations spray heavily with pesticides and herbicides to maximize yield. The result is tea leaves saturated with chemical residues that end up in your cup. Tea fails European safety standards. Flavored tea dust contaminated with pesticides and plastic. Brand 2. Celestial Seasonings. Celestial Seasonings markets itself as a natural herbal tea company with wholesome ingredients and earthy values. The colorful boxes with inspirational quotes create an image of purity and wellness. But laboratory testing reveals a very different reality. Independent analysis found that 91% of Celestial Seasonings teas tested positive for pesticide residues. That is one of the highest contamination rates of any tea brand tested.
Crazy.
The herbal teas that Celestial Seasonings is famous for are loaded with agricultural chemicals. 91% contain pesticide residues. The testing found particularly high levels of propergite, a pesticide that is classified as a possible human carcinogen. This chemical was detected in multiple Celestial Seasonings products at levels that would be illegal in Europe. You are drinking tea with cancer-linked pesticides. But here is where the deception gets worse. Celestial Seasonings labels their products as natural and uses imagery suggesting organic, wholesome ingredients. But the vast majority of their teas are not organic. They are conventional teas grown with intensive pesticide use. Chamomile flavor, known for, often contain artificial flavoring to enhance taste. That sleepy time tea with its comforting chamomile flavor? It contains natural and artificial flavors that are chemical additives, not just herbs. The ingredient list hides the truth behind vague terms. At $4 to $7 per box, Celestial Seasonings charges premium prices for herbal teas contaminated with pesticides and plastic. You are paying for marketing and packaging while getting tea that is far from the natural, pure product the branding suggests. 4. Twinings. Twinings is one of the oldest tea companies in the world with over 300 years of history. The British heritage and royal warrant create an image of quality and tradition. But modern Twinings tea sold in America is far from the premium product the branding suggests.
So they let you sell one type in the UK because it has to be up to a certain standard. But the other one that they use with like certain pesticides or whatever, they just ship it over to the United States because we're not that rough on teas. Let's keep on moving.
Independent testing found pesticide residues in Twinings tea products, including chemicals that are restricted in Europe where the company is based. The irony is devastating. Twinings sells cleaner tea in Europe while exporting contaminated tea to American consumers who have weaker safety regulations. Cleaner tea in Europe contaminated for America. The tea bags used in American Twinings products contain plastic fibers that leach into hot water. Testing detected microplastic particles in brewed Twinings tea. The company markets their tea as pure and natural while packaging it in bags that contaminate the final product. Elevated floor.
The UK is anchoring supply chains, driving sustainability and powering innovation. A trusted location to invest for.
I like to give you guys a couple more. The reason I do it like this is because I want to start you off with an idea of what these situations are, what they're talking about when it comes down to the situations or whatever's happening. Every time we do this, I like to play into it for a while so you guys can get an idea of what the pesticides are or what the vitamins are or whatever's there to get you an idea. And then once you're on your own, you can go back to the description and watch the whole video yourself and already have the listing of everything. It's always going to be like this from now on when we cover stuff like this. Tazo. Let's get on over to Tazo. Oh, I'm sorry.
Bold flavors and premium ingredients. The brand was started as a specialty tea company, but was bought by Starbucks, then sold to Unilever. That corporate ownership has transformed Tazo from specialty tea to mass market product. Laboratory testing found that Tazo teas contain pesticide residues and artificial flavoring despite marketing that emphasizes natural ingredients and worldly sourcing. The exotic branding is covering up conventional mass production. Exotic branding covers mass production. The tea bags Tazo uses contain plastic materials that release particles into hot water. Testing detected microplastics in multiple Tazo tea varieties. You are drinking plastic contamination while paying premium prices for supposedly pure tea. Tazo sources ingredients from suppliers with varying quality standards. The passion fruit, lemongrass, and other exotic ingredients listed on the label often come from industrial farms using pesticides.
All right, you guys, let me get right here real quick because we're going to get into the teas that you can drink. Oh, Bugatti, you never did it before. We're going to do it now. Let's go.
Brands you can trust. After exposing all those problems, you need to know which tea brands are actually safe. Here are brands that test clean, use quality ingredients, and package responsibly. Numi Organic Tea Sources certified
Karen
organic
said,
tea
I'm
and
bringing
herbs,
my Tazo
tests
back.
every batch for contaminants, and uses compostable tea bags with no plastic.
Karen.
The company is transparent about sourcing and testing. You are getting real quality, safe. Here are brands that test clean, use quality ingredients, and package responsibly. Numi Organic Tea Sources certified organic tea and herbs, tests every batch for contaminants, and uses compostable tea bags with no plastic. The company is transparent about sourcing and testing. You are getting real quality, certified organic, with transparent testing. Traditional Medicinals uses organic herbs, tests rigorously for pesticides and heavy metals, and packages in unbleached bags without plastic. The company publishes testing results online. Complete transparency. Rishi Tea offers organic certified teas sourced directly from quality farms. They test for over 300 contaminants and use compostable packaging. The tea is premium quality with verified purity. Yogi Tea uses organic ingredients, tests for contaminants, and packages in unbleached bags. The herbal blends are formulated by herbalists using real ingredients, not artificial flavoring. Organic India Sources certified organic tea from their own farms, tests extensively, and uses compostable packaging.
They already talked about Tazo. Don't mess with that Tazo because of the bags. It has that and the pesticides levels are crazy. I see somebody in there talking about Tazo if they should deal with that. Don't. Here we go. Now we're going to the trusted brands. I'm going to knock it down for you. And yes, it's going to be a list inside of the description. We got trusted brands. Numi, N-U-M-I. It's an organic tea. It tests everything. Traditional Medicinals. They'll test everything as well. Rishi, R-I-S-H-I-T. We've got Yogi, who's the tea organic test for everything and has organic bags. Organic India. If you notice, a lot of this stuff is organic. And even if we can't afford it, I think we need to go look at the organic bags and the organic teas and the organic things. So now we can know what's good for us so that when we go shopping regularly, we can also see that other stuff that we're not supposed to be messing with. And it may be a little more expensive, but to stay on the earth and stay alive a little longer and be healthier, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't want to move forward and do what we got to do and drink the right type of tea and put the right type of food in our bodies. Link is in the description. We got to get on over to Africa. Africa? We got a genius in Africa. I don't know if you want to call him Baby Rain Man or whatever you want to call him, but this boy is a math genius at a genius grade level, and he learned math skills from his dad in a whole nother language. Check this situation out right here. You guys double tap that screen to get those likes up. I love this story. I like this story right here. This one is pretty crazy. Let's go. Double tap. Let's get it.
Plus 45,000.
90,000.
Check. 75,000. What is 45,000 plus 45,000?
90,000.
Check. 75.
The video, recorded by grade 1's Andreas Ohap kindergarten teacher,
He's in kindergarten and he's doing math like this.
Letitia David, shows him confidently answering difficult math questions far beyond his grade level. The clip has been widely shared, with many viewers praising his ability at such a young age.
The numbers that you ask, is it something that you teach him at the kindergarten?
No.
Just asking from where?
No, it's just from my head. Because actually at the kindergarten level, you're not supposed to ask them because he's small.
David says she was shocked at how fast Andreas could come up with the answers, some of which he admits to have used a calculator to confirm if he was actually right.
1,000. They say 500 rands. So it's a korokena. I'm not in
Though Ohap does not communicate in English yet,
he does not communicate in English yet, but his math skills are off the chain.
Demonstrate mathematical ability that surpasses that of many average adults. His father, Bans Ohap, says his son has always shown a strong interest in numbers, even before starting school.
The first thing I noticed was that when he was a little younger, he used to play with a lot of bottle caps, and that's where I started questioning why he preferred playing that way. Teaching him how to count was another sign, because whenever I mentioned a number, he'll mention the next one instead. I figured that he has an interest in numbers.
Ohap says his son's ability gives him hope for the future. Little math guru Andreas has now become not only a source of pride for his family, but also for the Ocho-Nojupa region at large. The family has appealed to the public not to open additional contribution accounts, as one has already been established aimed at helping the young mathematician stay and excel in
Care and Share Foundation. That's the group that's got 52 members in it. Al-Mal is his name. Care and Share Foundation.
School. Evelyn Paulus, NBC News, Otavi.
Yeah, y'all, you never know. Like yesterday, we saw the other kid. He was inside the water in Miami. You would never find some of these children in some of these places, or some of these teens in some of these places. I would like to help them in getting their missions out and keep moving them forward. So anytime we can do anything to put some more fat on one of our youth's brains, it ain't gonna do nothing but benefit us. Yeah, that's right. Bravo. That's right. I want to pray for him and his family, and you already see that they got a scholarship fund going on for him. So guess what? Hopefully he's able to get all of the education and what he needs. And the good thing about it is, amen. Good thing about it is people around the neighborhood are saying, how can we donate to him? How can we help him out? So that's a community right there, you guys, all doing it the positive way. We got to get on over to an Aussie situation in Melbourne. That's right. They're like, it ain't over. Thought you ain't like the beat. Groove me. Ow. Sometimes we keep on going even past the 2-hour mark. That's right. I got to get this story out. Let's get on over to Australia. We got to get on over to Melbourne in a zoo that welcomes a new baby boy. But what kind of baby boy, Bugatti? What kind of baby boy you think is going to be born at this zoo in Melbourne, you guys? None other than a giraffe.
Zoo has welcomed another baby giraffe to its herd, the second born here in nearly 20 years. The big boy arrived exactly 6 months after his half-brother and...
I know we love the animals. Go ahead and double tap that screen. Show some love for the new baby giraffe that was just born in Melbourne.
He's already throwing his weight around. Penelope Lish has the story.
If two heads are better than one, then two sets of stretched necks and wobbly legs certainly are. Weighing in at 85 kilograms, this little boy is the second calf born at Melbourne Zoo in almost 20 years.
So this calf was born 6 months to the day that our last calf, Tomby, was born, which is, it's just really wonderful. And to now have two within the span of 6 months it's just something really special.
Why do they look like they're smiling? Why do giraffes look like they smile?
He's not exactly small, even by giraffe standards, arriving 10 kilos heavier than his half-brother, and staff are already expecting great things.
The calf stood really quickly and is nursing really quickly. Our vets were saying, oh, it's a genius. So really exciting.
While the newest edition hasn't met visitors yet, his zoo family have been keeping a close eye on the baby monitor. Despite the ups and downs, his first-time mum Iris is pretty relaxed. taking motherhood and the 2.5-hour labour on Sunday all in her stride.
Iris was eating during labor. Sometimes you need a snack. It's a really big job giving birth to an animal that's 1.8 meters tall.
The zoo's yet to be named biggest attraction is the second calf for 7-year-old bull Clinton.
Whoa.
Tomby, at 6 months old and around 200 kilograms, is ruling the roost for now, but his baby brother is expected to join him and the rest of the herd later this week. Penelope Leash, 9 News.
Yes, y'all.
Melbourne Zoo has...
Well, y'all didn't know that we love animals over here. We don't care what kind of animal it is. It could be a dog, a cat, a bird. I don't care what it is. But as long as it's an animal, it ain't got no pockets. I trust it more than I trust people. I'm sorry. I just love it. Especially puppies and babies and stuff like that. I don't care what it is. And let's go ahead and throw up a shout and a prayer for the new baby giraffe that was born. Let there be many more born. And hopefully he has a long and happy life. Amen, you guys. And if y'all trying to make some money, hit that link in the description today. You'll make up to $520. I'm gonna make up to $520, Bugatti, because I make sure I put surveys inside of that description so that you guys can fill out the links and you'll make some money. And because I'm hooking you up, I might make a little something too. So yes, go ahead and hit that link in the description to see if you could make up to $520. That's right, you guys. Also, I don't know if you got a business. You might be a traveling salesman. You might be a lawyer. I don't know what you do, but guess what? We've got 65,000 subscribers. And since they're ours, and this is our bottom line, not just the H, but it's ours, we all own it. That means we share in the promo. We share in the fan base. And that means that if you want to promote, all you got to do is send your promos over to us. We're going to put them in the post notification area in YouTube. But there's only one catch. Give me all your money. Nope, nothing about money. Has to be in a 1080 by 1080 size frame in order to fit in the post notification area. That's all. It just has to be in that size. I'll pop it up, but you got to be a member or subscribe. Got to be a full circle situation around here. Each one teach one, and we all help each other. And you guys know what I'm about to tell you about because we constantly putting it together. And if you really want some things to happen, sometimes you got to speak it into existence. I spoke this into existence and it started happening. I'm talking about the Show Your Talent search. We've been doing this for over a year now. Found a couple of people, but guess what? We revamping it because now we want you to be able to be a part of it. That's right. It's the Show Your Talent search where we're letting everybody that wants to be involved have a chance to show their talent. We're going to be in Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. And guess what? If you win, boom, you get $250. And once we find all 5 people, especially, and then one more person from the internet, because we're going to go live and find that person, bring them on in. You get a chance to compete against everybody for $1,000. That's right. I'm the host of the talent show, along with my DJ Don Dada, formerly of Black Ink Crew, and it's sponsored by who? Big Drip Hard Punch. All you guys got to do to be a part of the talent show, go on over to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. Fill out the mailing list, put your email in there, and we're going to keep you up on date on where the locations are going to be at. That's right, you guys. We already got locations in Staten Island, Bronx, also in Queens. We're looking for Brooklyn right now and to establish in Manhattan. And like I said, if you guys are not in Manhattan or New York, don't even matter because we're going to be going live doing that. Once we press that button and go live, it's all a show, and we're going to all be able to see your talent. That's right, you guys. And you know what today is, right? It's Tuesday. Still a good day of the week. We got the sun shining out here in New York. I'm hoping that you guys got the sun out there as well. So you know what I want to do before we get out of here, right? Because we can't be straight till we get those prayers up in the air. I want to pray for security and strength. I want to pray for peace and love for every single person that's here. I want to pray for all of your family members as well as your pets. That's right, you guys. Who we praying for, Batty Land? We got Jordan in the building, Liberty and Justice. I see Zion's Choice. Thank you for constantly coming, Zion. Really like seeing your name. It makes me feel good. How about that? Audrey, Batty Land, CJ the cat. You be here early. That's my dog right there. Miggity and Mark, how you doing? Liberty and Justice. Can't do it without you, Audrey. Zion, there you go. You already know Winter. Rebecca, Lanya, and Bueno. started it together. We gonna end it together. That's right. Jeffrey Spilker, really appreciate you. That's why you a mod now. Hey you, there you go, Can Do. Adrian, who that? Rebecca Lanya and Bueno. I see Animal still, Derek, Liberty and Justice. I see Raymond, CJ the Cat, Blue Steel, thanks Vicky, Jay Wood, Matthew, who's that? Mountain, Can Do, and Nita. How you doing, Anita? Anita Baker. There you go, Anita. Got to show you some love. And Jamars, Audrey, and everybody else who's not here right now. Timogen, Sam Champion, also, and we can't forget about my boy Casey. And you know what? Amen. And with that being said, you guys, I'll be here 6 o'clock in the morning to do it all over again on Hump Day. Hope you guys will too. 6 o'clock tomorrow, same place, same swag, follow-ups on stories, current events, trending topics. Y'all could have won anyway. Fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me today on Our Bottom Line, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, 6 o'clock in the morning, get 'em! Peace.